Testing, testing, 5, 6, 7. If you can hear me, say outer heaven. I want to see all of it. I'm going to go onto my computer now. That was me saying I want to see all of it on my phone, which is filming this. I'm going to go onto my computer now. Gotta go and find the live stream URL, or URL, as they say, and see if I can load my way in to this magical technology we have going on. Hello, if you're out there, hello. If you're not out there, then calm down. I know you think you deserve existence, dear non-existent phantoms, but your time will come. All right. Hoi Fan says, "I am here." Excellent. Don't want to update things. I want to go to my live control room. Oh, I missed some chat. Oh, I can scroll down. Hooray. Creature SH, hello. Welcome to my stream. Arctic Umbreon, hello. Hoi Fan, your name is not stupid. DJ Omatic, thank you for the congratulations. Okay, if I click this, I wish to manage this. Is this like in such beta I can't do anything? Because if so, I don't care. Okay, then let's go to see if this URL still. Holy crap. /EvangeliCentral/live. Is that a URL that works? Let's see. Let's discover. You and I. I'm not looking at the chat at the moment, but I will. Oh, here we go. This is exactly what I wanted. Okay, I'm going to go tweet this now. Boostershred, streaming, sieging, ripping, tearing. Now. Tweet. My tweet was sent. Now I can look at the chat over here. I want to pop the chat out, please. It's on the wrong side. Okay, that's better. Make this bigger. All right, let's catch up on this. Siren Thomas, let's get ready to shred. Easem, you got an Ectoprime from that network thing? Yeah, they just had that launch a couple hours ago? An hour ago? Network, there's no vowels. Launched, hopefully just a handful of Ectoprimes. Lord Gaelic, the Dark Lord has arrived. That is me. Jeremy Lemmings, you have arrived. Lord Gaelic, a booster pack is a pack that boosts. Paytonian, you go through week-long periods of watching my videos. Thank you very much. I hope that they're okay. Hoi Fan, rip and tear. Yes, to pause until it is done. Slayer's Shoop, you're here too. DJ Matic, you want to know what side of the Battlemasters is foiled? If they're foiled, I can tell you they're foiled. Is what I'll tell you. Now, I got stuff going on. I also got a text message on this phone, and I'm just going to ignore them. This is a booster box of Siege 1. This came... You didn't miss anything, Johnny Whited. We just started. This came courtesy of Wizards of the Coast. I need to specify that. It's 30 booster packs. I am equipped with sleeves. I've got my usual inner and outer sleeves for large cards, and then I'm going to tell you all about how I'm going to sleeve Battlemasters and Micromasters when we get there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through these boosters, and I'm still going to show you. I'm not going to go into detail on every card after a certain point, but I'm going to still show you every card in the booster so that if you are a lunatic like me, you can use this as data to then make your own boosters for booster drafting or 2-pack sealed. If you're not able to buy any more, but you still have a bunch of cards anyway, you can start assembling boosters. I'm gesturing. What else did I miss here? Hey, Blackhawk Omega, hoi Fan. Doom Guy Booster Shredding Demons live on stream is me. That's me. I still haven't played Doom. I actually just uninstalled it because I'd had it installed for like a year and a half without realizing it, and I needed the 80 gigabytes back. So I still gotta play it, but I gotta make more room for it. Jonathan Liu, where'd I get the box? Game Store Tournament. This one was a box that came as a sample from Wizards. This releases on Friday, so these should be shipped into stores, and it comes out at the end of the week. So get ready for it. I think I'm going to wait another minute or so, and then I'll start shredding. Dr. Horde says, don't play the game, but love your shreds and discussion. Makes me excited to play someday. I'm glad you're getting something out of it. I realize, like, with this not being Magic, Pokemon, or Yu-Gi-Oh!, there is still a very common occurrence I hear about, which is, boy, I really like to play, and I told my store to get those organized play things, and I'm still the only one, and I think that really sucks, and I don't know how to help. Wreck and Roll have got a good video about growing a community, but I think it bears saying, growing a community is not something you can just do, so I feel for you if you're stuck out there. Optimus Phillip, first time catching one of these streams, welcome. Jonathan Louie, I'm not myself really recognized so much as me and Aaron are recognized because of the podcasting we've been doing about the TCG on TFW. That's specifically our connection. Yeah, you shouldn't be getting product yet. Depending on how you feel about your store, like, I heard that losing your WPN status is a tricky thing, and I would recommend stores don't sell stuff early, because apparently that's a real easy way to lose WPN status. Aaron, hello, welcome, Axsmith Aaron. I said that you're on my TCGing podcasts with me. Aaron was at Origins and competed with his Arse Thrust Blitz deck. Anyway, Aaron's here. I think it's time to start. Let's get going. Booster number 1. Let's see what it is. Now, in case you want to see the boosters, the box, by the way, you got, Hound and Sideswipe. You got Red Alert and Chromia. Here's our odds, by the way. So each one comes with 6 battle cards instead of 7. The 7th battle card is now a small character card. Still get a large character card. Chance of a super rare, 1 in 50. Chance of an uncommon Micromaster or Battlemaster, 1 in 5. There's your odds. We are well away from the old Wave 1 days of the 1 in 80 super rare. Thank goodness. This, by the way, is the spot to pull to get a booster open if you've not opened one of these boosters before. Now, what I saw from the people who got advanced boxes from being in the top 8 at Origins are beautiful white cards. By the way, it's private RC. And it's private red heat. Our beautiful white cards now have stuff on the glossy side. This glossy side used to just be blank as well, so, how dare they? It's an advertisement for Siege. It's quite timely. This wave is just showing up in the States. I've still not seen Wave 2 over here. But, yeah, the era of the blank white card is kind of over. As long as you use it. Holy crap! Okay, I gotta tell you guys something. I'm gonna show this. Aaron, if stuff gets hidden on chat for no reason, make sure you show it. DJ Omatic said, no, my white cards. YouTube just hid that until I pushed the button show. YouTube reacts real quickly to some pretty funny stuff. So if your message doesn't show up in chat, we're not doing it unless you're being a jerk, in which case we are doing it. But if it disappears from chat or hasn't popped in, YouTube might be messing around. Slayer Shoop just said white cards and he's fine. So I guess saying no beforehand was what did it. Optimus Phillip, I heard that Toys R Us making a comeback in the United States. Whatever the hell that thing is, it's not something you should trust. It's going to be a place to buy toys. Don't feel nostalgia for it. Don't feel kinship with it. It is a husk. It is a corpse of what you loved, being puppeteered by rictus demon money men whose blood is green. I don't care about it that much. I think it's it does nothing to help all the people who lost their jobs. It does nothing to assuage the fact that it was a bunch of debt offloaded on a company until the company died, and now they're bringing it back because everyone's all sad Toys R Us is gone in the States. They are playing on your emotions, is what I'll say. Private Red Heat. Okay. This guy is a Micromaster. He's still just a character card. He's a Micromaster because he's small. A lot of the Micromasters are low points count, and I think all the Micromasters are stealth in vehicle mode. So this guy has, like, kind of the gamut of abilities. He's a specialist, so he can do some of that busted stuff. And then Swap Parts is the one banned card in the game. It was a card that let you swap it was an action. You could swap all the upgrades between 2 characters. On Specialists, that created some broken scenarios, which led to an infinite combo deck, and they have a really great article up. I'm not going to go on about it. Anyway, this guy, the Micromasters are all stealth in this mode, and I believe they also all have a tap ability. This is new. They can use the Magic the Gathering tap symbol. Basically, a tap ability, you can use one of these per turn. You tap him, scrap a white pip card from your hand, you can choose 2 of your characters and swap all their upgrades. So he is the return of swap parts, but in a far more limited fashion, and it's a swap parts that you can kill. So that's Private Red Heat. Private RC is a common. She's melee, 5-12-1, 4-1 in vehicle mode. When she has a weapon, she's got bold 1, tough 1. That seems cool. And when she has a card, she's got Focus 1. That is a new mechanic. Before you flip battle cards when battling, so that's attacking or defending, you can check out what the top card is and toss it if you don't like it. So if you're attacking and you see a blue card, you can just toss it. If you know, vice versa. If you see an orange card on defense, you can toss it. It's a way to do what they call filtering. Also, this artwork's just pretty dang cool. So, I'll show you my sleeving setup here. So when I have character cards, if you've been on one of these streams before, oh yeah, Optimus Philip, I should say. I'm not saying boycott the new Toys R Us's. Use them if that's how you're going to find Transformers and whatnot. Just don't feel misty-eyed and like, I'm going to go support Toys R Us. It's a corpse. So I have these inner sleeves that I put these into. Now, you don't have to do this. I'm just a monster. Infinite turn combo is still dead, I believe. Because you can't... It involved a lot of loading the deck with a lot of stuff that would eventually, without fail, swap multiple times. And so binding this to a character can only do it once per turn, hard stop, I think still solves the problem. So this is an Ultimate Guard perfect fit sleeve. These are actually not all that great unless you're a monster and you want a double sleeve. The Mayday Games sleeves for Tiny Epic Kingdoms are fine on their own. I'm just a weirdo. I'm just a beast. I'm a monster. I'm only going to do this sleeving once on a character card on the stream, but I just wanted to have this on record. And then by doing this, you've now got a near watertight seal if you somehow drop your entire card into a very large receptacle of water. That's Private RC. Now, the small guys. Will you be seeing me perform another fold test in future? No folding characters are in Siege 1, so we're not going to have that opportunity. These little characters, if you want to sleeve these, you're going to need to do it in clear sleeves so you can see both sides. These are my favorite clear sleeves. These are by the people who make the Quiver case, Quiver Time. These are on Amazon. The Apollo sleeves are clear sleeves. I've used these for other games. I really like these. Ease of 93, are there good binder pages for characters yet? Ultra Pro makes 4-slot binder pages for these. Those are kind of the only option right now, and they are completely fine. They're not, like, going to blow your mind, but they do, you know, what it says on the box. So, in a box of those Apollo sleeves, you get, like, 3 of these, but before we do that, because I'm a monster, we got to throw a perfect fit on first so we can double sleeve these characters as well. Jonathan Liu, I feel like if I fold one of these cards that's not meant to fold, all I'm demonstrating is like that I can fold paper. So for now I'm not gonna, but if someone else wants to, I think you're gonna make some of that YouTube cash, is what I'm saying. So this is Magic the Gathering style double sleeving. It's not amazing. I just wanted to show that I think that the Quiver Apollo sleeves are your best bet for nice feeling clear sleeves. You can also just get a top loader. I'm going to do that anyway. I just want to put this guy double sleeved and then into a top loader eventually. But there you go. That is a sleeve little card. That's a sleeve big card. I promise I won't sleeve the other cards as I go from this point onwards for the sake of time. Now, I got to put these into little piles so I remember what's what. Ender Trot, if you missed the beginning, don't worry. This should turn into an a la carte video on my channel after we're done. Should get some of this stuff out of the way so it's easier to see things. Just checking the chat. Yeah, they did make a Grimlock card for MTG some years ago, a couple years ago. Anyway, here's the battle cards. So, we got Frag Toss. This apparently is going to have a sequel piece of art in Siege 2, is what we know. So your opponent chooses one of their characters and does a damage to it, so you're just making them do a damage to one of their characters. Since they choose, it still has like a pip and stuff, and then, I mean, that's like Zap, but then the bonus effect, if you're all Decepticons in your starting team, then your opponent has to do 1 more damage to the chosen character, so they take 2 damage, basically. This is like a Nemesis Prime in a box, basically. Smoke Cloak gives you tough 1, but it's a blue-black pip. The black pip is new. If you flip that in combat, you gain like 1 or +1 Pierce until the end of turn. So that's just the new pip type. It's going to open up Pierce a lot more, I think. So this is a way to get tough with Pierce and a blue pip. Dismantle. It's a black pip, scrap weapon or armor, but not utility. Reflex Circuits is an uncommon, so it's 3 commons, 2 uncommons, 1 rare. Put on range characters only, it is a blue-green. Green means you can pull it or trade it into your hand if you flip it in combat. Range characters only, +1 toughness, armor. When they defend against melee, they get +2 toughness. That's kind of cool. Squish them like bugs! Alright, this is the one card I really wanted, because this is some original Sarapetra Durocher, and it's Ultra Magnus being a monster, because he's going to step on some Micromasters. So I hope I get a 4th one of these. I want to get that signed by her. It's an action, orange pip, choose one of your characters. When it does attack damage, this turn to an enemy that has fewer stars than it, i.e. it's smaller. It does 1 extra. Or it does 1 damage, sorry, not 1 extra. It does 1 damage to each enemy that has fewer. So I guess that would be 1 extra to the one you're attacking, as well as 1 to all the other. But yeah, Ultra Magnus is just straight up giant stomping on Micromasters who are terrified, because Sarapetra Durocher puts that emotion into their eyes, and it makes it all the more horrifying. And our rare... Oh, I was hoping this would show up soon. We got Unconventional Flying Object. It is the first Spaceships Tribal card in the game. So spaceships now have a trick. And basically, it flips a spaceship from a spaceship mode to bot mode, so it has to be in spaceship mode. It'll flip it to bot mode, then back to alt mode. Spaceships tend to have a flip to this mode effect in their spaceship mode, so this is you getting to trigger that for free, you know, for the cost of 1 action card. Also, it's Alpha Trion just in orbit, making atmospheric entry and being super calm about it. I dig that. Alright, I gotta make my little piles here so I get organized. That's gonna be the rares, this will be the uncommons, this will be the commons. You can't see the piles, they're right in front of me. Let's see, Adam Edgman, this will clearly booster my views. Yes, it will. You've seen through my tricks. I promise the boosters will not take this long every single time, but, you know, it starts off going kind of slow. Someone goes like, you should go through these faster, and then by the end, they're like, you're going too fast. So, what are... It's harder to just reveal the character now, because there's all this stuff in here, so... The character is Private Red Alert. He's actually one of the gold promo cards as well. He's a common. He's a gold promo in that Wizards is thinking that this is going to be like a power common, like Flame War and Bumblebee were in Waves 1 and 2. So he's 3/11/1, he's 3/11/2 in car mode. In robot mode, if he attacks and you flip at least white, orange, blue, he gets +3 attack. So technically +4 because you flipped an orange. So he comes in with 7 if you flip those 3. And then in car mode, if you flip to this mode, repair 1 damage from one of your characters. I'm looking at him and I'm like, I think he might have something, because there are more and more cards encouraging mixed pip decks. But, you know, we gotta see. What flew out of here when I pulled the card away, by the way, was I already got a dupe. It's Private Red Heat! It's swap parts in a boy. I'm gonna put the dupes just over here. So, I think this is gonna be a wave where maybe 2 booster boxes tops, is all you're really going to need, because you're going to get one of these small cards in every pack, and there are, I think, like 16 of them, maybe? Or maybe 16 or 24 of them total. It's unlikely you're going to hit dupes of these really fast, I think. Anyway. One other thing to note, because you probably saw Pep Talk. Pep Talk was in Wave 2. Siege's battle cards all have original art. Siege 1 and Wave 4, when it comes out, Siege 2. All the battle card art's going to be fully original, and then whatever Wave 5 is going to go back to using IDW panels, and they're going to try to trade back and forth from that point onwards. So we got Pep Talk, which is good old-fashioned draw 2 cards. Smoke Cloak, we saw already. Medic is another redone art card. This one's repair 2 damage from one of your characters. That was in Wave 1. It's got Ratchet on it now, because if we pull Ratchet, you'll see. Steady Shot, that's a new uncommon. It's Prul. It's a black-blue. One of your characters gets +2 till end of turn. So it's a till end of turn primary laser, which I think was also Prowl. I can't quite remember now. But if you flip it, you get a Pierce. And an A. Maybe I'll get my 4+ squish them like bugs out of this one booster box. And it's our first secret action. It's Infiltrate. That's our rare. So the secret actions are another new mechanic in Siege 1. These are action cards. They still count as action cards when you play them, but when you play it, it says right here, you play it face down, and at the end of your opponent's turn, this gets scrapped. So it's only there for 1 turn, but it's like in Yu-Gi-Oh! Apparently how trap cards apparently work there. I've never played Yu-Gi-Oh! But basically you put this down, and then if your opponent sets it off, they set it off. If they don't on their next turn, it gets scrapped. So you reveal this if your opponent plays an orange pip action, and then when they do, you scrap that action, has no effect. So these are kind of predictive cards. And because they go away after one turn, that kind of prevents you from just laying down a bunch of these over the course of the game and making everything all blue control MTG for your opponent. And no one likes blue players in Magic. That is my understanding. That is my experience when I play on Arena. I'm sticking to the left side for now. You've activated my trap, Jaguar. I also have a drink, which I'm going to sip at now and then. The straw is stainless steel, so that's what the clinking noise is. Alrighty. Let's see who I pull. We have got us our first Battlemaster. I got Private Lionizer. So this guy... Oh, I forgot about this guy. He's a big Battlemaster. He's 7 stars. He's an actual character size. He's got 0 attack, 8 health, and 2 defense. But he's got inherent bold 4. So this dude, it's kind of obvious what kind of deck you want to put this dude into if you're going to use his bot mode side. The way Battlemasters work is you don't flip them until they get KO'd. When they get KO'd, you then flip them and play this upgrade onto a character. And then if this gets scrapped, it goes into the KO pile, and it cannot be resurrected out of the KO pile. So it's risky, but whoever is holding the RS Fire Steel Saber gets bold 4, and when they attack, they can plan 1. So this seems kind of ridiculous. Also, this justifies a card from Wave 2 called Spare Parts. It's a utility. If someone's going to scrap one of your weapons or armor, they got to scrap spare parts instead. It's protection for Battlemasters. And yeah, this thing is just Bold City. So if you're using Wheeljack or Grimlock, if you're using the Firecons who are in this wave, that's your boy. Also, this is one of the uncommon small cards. And our character is Raider Needlenose. This was one of our preview cards, Aaron! On WTF at TFW's WTF at TCG, we previewed this. It's an 8-star plane. This is not a hint at an upcoming toy, as far as we know. This was original art and design done for the game, but then they just said, hey, do you want to vote on Needlenose? So I got a feeling they were like, hey, we could do this. It's a 3/11/1 in plane mode. When you flip to plane mode, return a star card, a 1-star card, now that there's this introduces bigger star cards, from your scrap pile to your hand. Same stats in robot mode. When you play a 1-star battle card, you also ping the enemy for 1. So if you play Bolt of Lightning, you hit a character... So you hit a character for 3, and then you hit that character or another one for 1. Debilitating Crystal, DJ Omatic. I think Debilitating Crystal will see more play since it isn't scrapping, but bouncing it to your hand so spare parts won't proc. I agree. Debilitating Crystal, in Toronto, a bunch of people have been saying they feel like Debilitating Crystal is sort of... It's odd how little fanfare it gets, and I agree with them. I think you're right. This is going to be its era beginning. I gotta get in a more comfortable sitting position. I'm like twisting my back. I'm also gonna try to remind myself, that as much as I don't want to take too long, I shouldn't rush, and I should prioritize my comfort first. All right, so this is a common secret action battlefield report. If one of your characters defends when this is on the table, you draw 2 cards, then take any card from your hand, put it on top of your deck. So it's like draw 2 and then plan 1, or it's like plan 2, basically, without being a plan effect. So you can preload your defense if you've got like a double blue pip in hand. Smoke Cloak. I guess I'm playset complete on that now. Medic, getting closer. Spinner Rims. So it's a utility, white pip. They also... You probably can't tell as easily on the stream. They've changed the pips to have more obvious inner texture that's unique to each color pip, so that it'll assist folks who are perhaps colorblind in a way that makes it harder to differentiate these. So when the upgraded character battles, so attacks or defends, and you flip your first white pip, flip 1 extra battle card. So if you flip a white pip, you flip 2, and then off this, flip a 3rd extra card. That's an uncommon. HV Electron Breach. I got both of the battle chargers going on here. So this is a weapon for Decepticons only. It's a black pip, plus 2 attack. So it's just Decepticon only primary laser with a black pip instead of a blue pip. And in my rare is Heroic Team Up. It's RC getting a ride from Hound. It's Autobots only. Tap one of your untapped Autobots. Add its attack total to one of your untapped Autobots until the end of turn. So it's kind of giving them the thrust effect. It's a double pip, which means it's a star card. Anything that is a double pip where the doubles are like orange and blue, those are now confined to being star cards as far as we know. And the primary, so the easy reason is that way you can't, over the course of this game, power creep your deck into being nothing but double pip cards. The real big reason, though, is that if Metroplex could have any more double pip cards, that deck would become busted as all hell, because you'd be able to hit his alt way too easily. And yeah, DJ-O-Matic just took a look, and on the Battlemasters, it's if it would leave the battlefield, you KO them. So debilitating or disarm would kill a Battlemaster. However, that also means that whoever's running those would have to be relying on you having Battlemasters, because then they're bouncing your upgrades back to your hand if you don't. I missed a few here. Jonathan Louie, have a good time with your League of Legends game, Solemnist 44. Will I do any live unboxing of this after San Diego Comic-Con? This after SDCC? Probably not, because by the time SDCC happens, I'll probably be done buying, like, entire booster boxes. Maybe if I have, like, spare boosters, I could. V-Builds. There is a V-Build 100 that I shot at the YouTube space, like, 2 years ago, and I am adamant that I'm going to finish it before I do any more, because I really like the idea of it, but then it's like, the footage isn't what I thought, and I gotta find the thing that I was working on. I'm gonna do something. Am I gonna do anything with these ad cards, Cygnus 7? I don't know. I really don't know. I have so many blank white ones. I feel like these ones I should just be recycling. Anyway, our big character, as you can see, is one of the Firecons. It's Flame Feather. The Firecons are... I was going to say they're all common, but he's uncommon, so I was wrong. But the 3 Firecons are in this wave. They are very much made to be run as a team, and they are basically like the red deck. They're an easy team to run. They're all built on just flipping orange pips, even more so than any of the other aggro decks in this game. Like this guy in bot mode. If he defends in bot mode, up to 5 orange pips can just give him defense. That, like... it's like he has built-in tactical inverted. In this mode, he's 3-1 in both modes. In his alt mode, when you flip to this mode, all your Firecons get bold 1. So, as you can see, the Firecons, this is the hint here, they are the bold deck for Siege 1. I'm kind of excited to run these guys, because I've run other bold decks now and then, but ones that are this much built to be orange, I'm a lot more interested in than your classic Insecticon setup. And I got Private Flak, Micromaster as my small card, 2/7/2 tank, and... let's see, tap ability, scrap an orange card, and you can play another upgrade. So a second upgrade or beyond this turn. He's a 5-star dude. He's going to go in the pile. DJ-O-Matic, I hope I pull the Firecon Tribal and the Firecons in total. I want to run that deck immediately. All right, Tapaz says, woo flack. Adam Edgemond, I explained at the beginning of the stream where I got the box, but this was a sample from Wizards. I tried to specify that as much as possible before I started, but then I didn't afterwards. So, that's what's up. So I got Brainstorm. Hey, guess what? Brainstorm still has Wheeljack on it. Eat it. Frag Toss, we've seen that one before. Defensive Formation, Secret Action. When one of your characters defends, each of your characters gets +1 defense till end of turn. I like this, but I also like how this adds an extra effect against, like... you know, Blur or Mirage or the untappers. I'm into this. It's a common. Uncommon, Rock Toss. Ironhide throws rocks because he's Ironhard. It is do 1 damage to a tapped enemy. It's an orange-black. So it's an orange +1, and you get Pierce 1 off this. It's like Zap, except they have to be tapped. And Hiding Spot. Black Pip, reveal after your opponent chooses an attacker, but before they choose a defender, you get to give one of your characters stealth. I like this one a lot. This stuff like this is gonna really delinearize some of the progression of combat in this game in a way I think is going to be interesting. And the rare is Micro Capacitor. Its utility, no pips. When you use the upgraded character's tap ability, untap that character, then scrap this card. So it's like a battery on their back, literally. If they use a tap ability, you toss the battery, and then there they go. It goes in the rare pile. And we're going to go to another pack. So with the new black pips, Endertrot asks, and the new white pip cards, do the equal amount of orange and blue flip cards like Cybertonian Bow work now? I don't know. I think that's something we're going to find out as time goes on. clearly, through a lot of cards in this and in Rise of the Combiners, they would like to legitimize the even mixed pip deck more so than it already has been. We got Major Prowl. Even though the Aristocars deck that did some good work at Origins was not dead even pips, but it wasn't trying to lean hard in either direction. So, Major Prowl is a car, 10-star, 4/14/2, beefy HP in this wave. And then in his robot mode, he's a common. When he attacks an enemy that has a weapon, he does 2 damage to that enemy, so he punishes weapons, which could do some stuff. He's also just, a big stats beat stick. And then our little guy is Raider Detour. Oh, this was one of my favorite Micromasters when I was a kid because of the shape. The original Micromaster just feels good. It's like one of those rubbing stones that de-stresses you. So he's a 3/6/0, both modes. Specialist. Car, stealth, and his tap ability is scrap a blue card from your hand and draw 2. So that's alright. Get some of that card pseudo advantage. Cygnus 7, I heard there was a new DS9 documentary and I really want to see it. DS9 is my favorite Star Trek and I only just watched it like a couple years ago. Alright, personal targeting drone. This is a new common. It's white-green. Utility gives you Pierce 1 when it's scrapped from a character. You scrap an enemy utility. That's kind of cool. So technically, you could scrap it off your own character if you really wanted to for some reason. Oh, you know what? No, when it gets scrapped, you just play another utility, and then you can scrap an enemy utility. That's cool. All right, reactive armor. Sensing a theme here. It's an orange-green, +1 defense. When this gets scrapped from a character, you scrap an enemy armor. So again, if you replace this, you trigger that. That's kind of cool. Diagnosis. Repair 1 damage, white pip. If your starting team was all Autobots, you also draw a card. First uncommon here is Bolster. There's Chromia. Orange pip, secret action, reveal when one of your characters defends. When it's revealed, you can play an armor onto the defender. I like this too, because one of the weaknesses of armor right now is you always play it on your turn, and your opponent always has a turn to get rid of it. This way, you can ensure an armor you play gets used once at least before a Bashing Shield shows up. I like that Chromia is on this one, because she's also on Bashing Shield. Fuel Cache! Aaron, it's another one of ours! This is a 1-star. It's the very first white, orange, blue pip card. Play this, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. If across the 3 cards, you would see at least this many pips, 1 white, 1 blue, 1 orange, put them all into your hand. So if you play Fuel Cache, you flip another Fuel Cache and 2 cards, that Fuel Cache and both those cards go into your hands, because you've got the 3 right there. And the rare is Take Cover. It's a secret action, blue pip. Reveal if one or more of your characters would take non-attack damage during your opponent's turn. When revealed, they just can't take non-attack damage until the end of the turn. Not just that damage, any non-attack damage. That's pretty cool. This is all exciting to me, because, with Canada just getting Wave 2, we were all kind of starting to figure out Wave 2, and it's like, this is the one time we're going to get this. We're in the midst of figuring out Wave 2, and just as we're all going alright, I see what this is, getting this whole smack of new cards. It's never going to happen again, with the same timing that we in Canada have experienced, but holy moly. Alright, if I take this one off, then I can do the reveals this way. Our little card is Stakeout. Hori, he's a 4-star car specialist. That's pretty good for 4 stars. He's a 3/0, 2/1 in bot mode, 5 health. His bot mode, tap ability. The tap abilities seem to generally also be scrap a certain pip card from your hand. So tap him and scrap a white pip card, flip one of your characters to its other mode. So he is a rapid conversion in a can. And then our big character is Sergeant Herned. 5/1, 4/1 in bot mode, 13 health. Vanilla on the truck side, he's a common. When you upgrade him in bot mode, he gets +2 attack till end of turn. That's potentially ridiculous if you play, triple attack drones, and then he's going to come in with a base 10 attack. That's pretty cool. Well, base 13 attack if you put 3 attack drones on him, right? If I'm remembering right. And I got the Hound card, too. Holy crap. How's my phone doing? Sorry, that's my hand. My phone's flipping out when I get text messages, and my mom and my brother text. We have a group text in time. I have a question for the stream. Is this lagging for you a lot? Just recently, was it kind of chopping out? If it was, I gotta go and turn off my data. Not data. No, yeah, turn off my data, but keep Wi-Fi on. So let me know. I was really lagging out. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna take a risk. We're gonna turn off data. We're still live. Okay, that should fix it. My apologies. I forgot about that part. Let me tell you, when they start texting, it isn't just like one... It's not one text with lots of line breaks. It's text, 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 text. Suddenly I have like 13 unread texts in the space of 45 seconds. Alright, so Urban Camo. It's a Blue Pip Tough 1 utility. That's the important thing. So, Blue Pip armor might be Tough 1, might be Tough 2. Yeah, it would be Tough 2. It's reinforced plating. This means you get another addition to your Tough off a utility slot. That's kind of cool. Just a way to work around, again, linear whatnot. Kyle Rothfuss. Hopefully it is de-chopping now. It's looking less choppy on my end. Acan Lord, yes, they shotgun blast me with text messages. The thing is, there's no polite way to tell someone to stop doing that, in my opinion. And I don't want to tell them, like, could you please condense your text into one block so I get less notifications? Because it's like, it's my family and we all get along and we're texting. I don't want to tell them to do it different. You know, I can deal with it. But I was noticing chop over here. If there is still chop, that's just like streaming. I'm just checking the temperature of my phone here. Do y'all remember that time that my phone overheated during one of these? Anyway, dismantle. It's a black pip. Scrap an enemy, weapon or armor. I think we looked at this one already. Smoke thrower. We haven't seen this. There's needle nose. Black pip weapon with bold 2. So it's basically a black pip flamethrower. We now have an orange pip bold 2 in flamethrower, a blue pip bold 2 in backup beam, and now a black pip bold 2 in smoke thrower. That is common. Uncommon. Extra padding. Blue-green tough 1 armor. If you put this on a character, so it's like an armor version of attack drone where you can play up to 3, and if you have all 3 in hand, you can play all 3. I like this. A lot of people don't seem to be into this. I think it's cute. Also, I love the artwork, because this red alert just going like, I put not only one tire on my forearm, I've put a what's a quartet? A quartet of tires upon mine forearms. It's cute. Anticipation engine. Oh, I just saw this the other day online. When the upgraded character attacks, white pip weapon, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an action, you may play it. That seems pretty darn cool. If you're running Optimus Battlefield Legend or Thundercracker, it seems like this is for you. Yeah, it totally looks like Gear Fighter Dendo, Acan Lord. And then the rare is Battering Ram. Another Trucks, finally another Trucks tribal card. It's a weapon, +2 attack. And when this character attacks and damages the enemy, your opponent flips that enemy to its other mode. A lot of us, me kind of included, wish this was you may choose to flip. But it's just making you make decisions. I see chopping happen, by the way. So I'm going to guess that's just some ISP stuff. My apologies. Shouldn't be happening, because I'm on, what do you call it, the gigabit. And I know I'm not running any torrents. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go turn off everything on my main tower computer and see if that fixes it. So in the meantime, why don't I leave you all to look at Slimer? There he is. He's a happy boy. I'll be right back. I gotta wash this stuff. Alright, hopefully that did some stuff. He's off to go get Goofy Gary. No, I don't. I would never live with that. That would drive me insane after 2 days. Hearing nothing but rhyming. 2 days! That was a scary noise. Alright. Back to the rippin. I'm sure Aaron kept you all entertained. This is the Ectotron Slimer, by the way. He's kind of rubbery. He has a little hole in the bottom that I think matches, that hole that's for a display stand they never sell. I don't like this very much. I wish it was either, like, I get why it's not painted, but I wish that there was a thing in the package that used that hole, because this just sits there otherwise. Like, that's all it does. Let's put them over there. So, let's see what our characters are. Private Tote! Tote is a great name. I always forget that that's a Transformer name. Unless that's a new one they made up. I can't. I'm really bad at Micromaster names. Let me tell you. Ectotron, I put in a pre-order at EB Games here in Canada, and they tried to satisfy those already, so I managed to get mine. And I think he is worth the extra money. He is, to call him a retool is actually a little unfair. There is very little of Onslaught hotspot in him. Alright, so this is a 2-1 Micromaster truck, and his tap ability is tap, scrap a black card, and untap one of your characters that has 6 stars or fewer, so you can untap one of your other little folks. One of your other Micromasters, perhaps. And we got Trigger Happy! 8-star plane, 3-2, 2-2 in bot mode. When you flip to plane mode, return a weapon from your scrap pile to your hand, and his bot mode ability is Pierce 4. It's like, give me a weapon. Put me in a Pierce deck. Tell tanks to go to hell. He's an uncommon, by the way. That is Tote McGoats' older brother. I forgot Totes McGoats is a bot. That is another canon Transformers name. Bots is introducing a lot of good names to the franchise. Repurpose is a black pip, common action, scrap a card from your hand, then draw 2 cards. Straightforward. Filtering, whatever you call it. EM24 IR laser launcher. It's a long title. It's no pips, it's just a weapon, gives you +3. That is kind of beef. That is a beefy weapon. That's why it's no pips. Combat Dagger. It's an orange-black, gives you bold 1. It's a weapon. Sturdy Armor. It's a specialist-only armor, blue-green, +1 defense. When the upgraded specialist character is defending against a ranged character, then they get +1. So this is kind of akin to the other one we saw. This is weirdly specific to me, but, you know, we'll see how it plays out. That's an uncommon. Compact Shield, Prowl's tiniest shield. Is that his light bar? Is that supposed to be his light bar? I'm not sure. Because you can take, I think you can take the light bar off, or is that Red Alert? That's Red Alert. Never mind. It's a black pip armor for Autobots only. So it's a black pip +1 armor, and I guess it's Autobots only. It seems arbitrary. Backup Bag. Who is that? Is that Wheeljack? It's Wheeljack, right? Yeah, it's Wheeljack. I can see his head. It's a white-green pip, utility rare. When one of your cards, if one of your cards would cause a weapon or armor to be scrapped from the upgraded character, scrap this card. If one of your cards would I guess that's to cover for a scrap all? That seems oddly specific, and I didn't keep up with spoilers well enough to know what that precisely could be for. My stacks are getting uneven. I've got to clean up my stacks. Oh, Grenade Launcher. Thank you, Aaron. Right, because Grenade Launcher is one of your cards causing itself to get, discarded. I was like, what one of my cards is going to do that? Oh yeah, Force Field, Grenade Launcher, Power Punch, the tough one that we previewed, Evasive Maneuvers. Yeah, okay. Thank y'all for clearing that up. My brain went blank, and that would have been real embarrassing to figure out well after the fact. Yeah. Okay, who are you? You're the Binary Edgewing Scythe. That means we got the final character revealed. Private Taraxodon, the Battlemaster, 6 stars, 390, and in weapon mode, +3 attack. When the upgraded character attacks, you flip at least white. The defender's base defense becomes 0 for that battle. That seems like it could be pretty awful to be subject to. And then we got Sergeant Skywarp, I think first rare? Is first rare? First rare. All right. First rare, right? Yeah. Pretty sure it's my first rare. No, I had another rare. Needle Nose is a rare. I forgot. We previewed him and I forgot he's a rare. All right. I should, I guess, put the rares. I don't want to organize this that granularly. So he's a specialist. Yet another specialist Skywarp rare. Wave 2 Skywarp I really dig as well. He's a 4-2 in both modes, 11 health. In robot mode, when you play a secret action, draw a card. Refill your hand for that card you played. When you flip to his jet mode, return up to 2 secret actions that have different names from your scrap pile to your hand. So this is much like how Wave 2 Skywarp was to play with no-pip cards. This one is to play with secret actions. I'll put him and Needle Nose just over here so I know where they are. And I'm going to just double check that I did not glaze blissfully straight past some other rares, but no, this is all comment on comments. Okay. And you get out of there. I'm into the fact that there's something colorful on there, but also it's like the end of an era, man. All right. I fell behind on chat again. My apologies. Hello, Rel Biggs. He said, yo, Vangelis. I saw my name was orange there. Signa7, audio's garbled on your end. Is the audio garbled for everybody? Is that a new thing that's happening? And did that fix it if it is? I turned my fan farther away from the microphone. Okay, audio's okay on your end. Okay, so it was the mic getting hit with the fan, I think. It's hot over here. For me, outside being over 20 is hot. That's Celsius. Pep Talk, we've seen it. Force Field. We know this card, but here's the new artwork. Look, it's Trailbreaker now. Again, well, Trailbreaker was the first one too, but it's Trailbreaker and it's different art. Why is it Trailbreaker? I don't know. We'll find out someday. Basic combat protocols. A utility. Orange Pip gives you bold 1. So like that utility that gives you tough 1, here's a utility that gives you bold 1. That seems like that could do a lot more work, because bold stacks way, way harder than tough usually stacks. Uncommon action. Battlefield scan. Black-green pips. Enemies can't use Brave or Stealth this turn. It seems like a sideboard card, but a potentially very useful one. EMP Wave, star card, because it's double colorful pips. Double blue, tap, all characters. I'm into that. It's getting slightly worse. Move this physically over here. We'll figure it out. Remember, my motto that I'm trying to go forward with nowadays is if it ain't perfect, then it's a gimmick. It's memorable. Oh, it was on your end. Okay. Anyway, yeah. Uncommon, tap all characters. I think if you have a lot of Micromasters, this seems like, yeah, I did all my tap actions. Also, screw you. I'm into that. The rare is Energy Pack. Oh, yeah, I like this one a lot, too. This is the Pro 2. This is like, you know what? All you guys running 2 characters? We made this for you. Orange Pip Utility. Put only on characters that have 11 stars or more, so only on the big ones. As long as they have this upgrade, they have +4 health. Now, if you want to be mean, you knock them down to 4 health and then bounce this off the character, because then they just die on the spot. Jonathan Louis, welcome back. It sounds like the audio is better for everyone now. Hooray. A Super Soaker that had a backpack unit just like that when you were a kid living in Chilliwack, BC. I lived in BC for over 20 years, and I never went to Chilliwack that I can remember. I'm horrible. I might have gone there for a fencing tournament. We went to a lot of weird places for fencing tournaments. Not saying Chilliwack's weird. I'm just saying everywhere that isn't Victoria is weird to me. That's my bias. We got Top Shot! This is the one I'm excited about. This is, okay, 4 stars. Leader tank ranged 1/2. Turns into a 2/1, 5 health. Tap action. Scrap an orange pip, draw 2 cards, and then put 1 on top of your deck. That's like incoming transmission in a can. And he's a 4-star who can carry a Matrix of Leadership with the actual effect. I'm into it. And our big character is Private Red Alert. First dupe big character. So we have 1 dupe big, 1 dupe little. So you've seen this. I'm not going to put him there. That's the recycle pile. That's a little bit too mean to Red Alert to put him over there. I'll put him underneath my sleeved card. That's how I'll know. Counterpunch. I did not order these online. This was an advanced booster box from Wizards. Because we're on that, like, press thing through the TFW podcast. Vincent Sumiguin. Does the gameplay stack up compared to something like MTG? It absolutely does, because the people who do MTG did this game. It's literally a lot of the same people. And this is them getting to do a game that does not have Magic the Gathering's, like, decades plus baggage hanging off of it. So this is like smart game designers getting to do something from the ground up, and it shows. It's a very good game, in my opinion. So Frag Toss and Pep Talk we've seen. Calculated Strike. Black Pip, one of your characters gets +2 attack and pierce. So they basically get +2 pierce and the +2 attack to make sure they can use that +2 pierce, which is pretty cool, if they already had somehow full pierce. Steady Shot we've seen. Metal Detector is adorable. It's just so cute. Wheeljack just wandering around the wasteland like, I gotta find beer cans. It's a black-green utility. When the upgraded character attacks, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an upgrade, you may play it. So a lot more of this flip the top and play it if it fits into a category thing outside of characters, which hopefully makes some of those characters a little bit more fair. Hopefully. Hey, Eric! What do you mean? It's Friday, Eric. You fell asleep. Eric said couldn't wait till Friday. And then Quartermaster, some more Wheeljack. White Pip action, choose one. You can move an upgrade, one upgrade, or you can put... Okay, here you go. You can put a Battlemaster upgrade from your KO area onto one of your characters. So, this is, again, if you're relying on Battlemasters, spare parts will try to protect them if they get bounced off into KO. This will resurrect them. So when I said there's no way to get them back, there is one definite way, which is this. Grimlockamus, I gotta find some metal. The whole planet is metal. He has a metal detector on Cybertron. I didn't think about that. Jonathan Lee, will I be buying future packs and boxes off BBTS of the TCG? No, I don't think they carry it. They are toys only. I think it would be a very strange move of theirs to try to move into selling the TCG, because then they're suddenly up against very big competition. So our little guy, that's my first of the Spy Patrol. It's Laserbeak, 5-star, shield. I did the air quotes. When you flip to shield mode, draw a card, then scrap a card. So you do some of that filtering. 9 health, he's a 0-2, turns into a 2-1 thing with the little visor face like the toy that just came out. He's got Pierce 2, and you can tap to play a secret action without scrapping anything. Him and Ravage both have tap actions that I think Ravage also doesn't involve scrapping something. I might be wrong. Hopefully I pull Ravage and we'll just know. Yeah, that's right. Adam Edgman is not a cassette. It's Sonic Armor. That Laserbeak rectangle is it's really nicely drawn rectangle. All right. And then we also got Private Sideswipe. So he is an uncommon. Melee, 4-1, turns into a 2-1 in car mode, 11 health. When one of your other characters is KO'd during your opponent's turn and he's in robot mode, he untaps. When you flip to his car mode, he gets +2 attack till the end of turn for each character in your KO area. Because he's a red car, I guess he really wants to be kind of like Cliff Jumper, not SDCC exclusively, but SDCC Gen Con exclusive Cliff Jumper. I'm talking a lot. What's up? Well, actually, Grimlocker, this Cybertron is made of Cybertronium. It is an unknown. It is unknown. It is a ferrous metal. Sorry, I'm reading the chat out loud. There's actually a chat. I think if you're watching this in the future, there should be a chat recording playing now on YouTube. So check it. Hopefully it actually is running. And then what are our battle cards? We're now getting to the point where I'm starting to see just enough duplicates. I think we're going to be reading a few less cards each pack now. We're starting to top out on these commons. We've seen Combat Dagger. We've seen Dismantle. We've seen Medic. We've seen Fuel Cache. Covert Armor, I think, is new. It's a blue-green pip put onto a melee character. Yeah, it is. It's part of this whole weird rock, paper, scissors thing. Put it onto a melee character only, gives them +1 defense, and then it's +2 defense if a specialist attacks them. And then the rare is Emergency Defense Field. No pip armor. The upgraded character defends and would take an even amount of damage. They take no damage. If they defend and take no damage, you scrap this. Again, very situational, but I think this one had a whole article written about it by the designer, which went into what this could do for you, and I don't remember the article. Go look it up. They have lots of articles on their Facebook page. Creature SH says, "Hello, future. If you can read this, you successfully clicked chat replay in the top right corner and selected live chat. You knew I'd read that out loud, didn't you? Now I just helped everyone in the future, and I feel okay about that." Second dupe, small card. And our big one is Sergeant Scrapnull. The new Scrapnull, who is the leader tag in Insecticon Melee. 4-2, 11 health, 5-1 bot mode, has Brave in his opening mode. So it's kind of like the thing you want on Wave 1 Scrapnull, but on him. And in his bot mode, if an upgrade is scrapped from one of your characters, you repair one from him. Again, you can do that by just playing upgrades on top of each other. So he's like, he has the Brave, so he's the same idea that Scrapnull is on the front taking it all, and now he can kind of heal himself by playing lots of utilities. So that's interesting, and he's a common. And then what are our cards? Diagnosis. I think we already saw that one too. Mechanova King. Yeah, I know. It's another Insecticon, and I think it's all right. I think it's all right. Especially if you're playing blue Insecticons, he just sits there, and if he's almost gonna die, flip him and just wipe your utilities. I think there's something to that guy. So we got Diagnosis, we got Smoke Thrower, which we saw. This is new, and this is hilarious. Look, it's Ironhide with his signature dismantling claw. This horrifying apparatus strapped to the top of his alt mode. So it's a blue-green pip, weapon, +1 attack. When this is scrapped from a character, scrap an enemy weapon. So this just is part of that cycle we saw before, where you'd play this, and then when they get hurt, you put the Energon Axe down. I just knocked the phone to one side. I was doing this motion, but I slapped my phone, and you might have seen all my stuff sitting over there. That's where my camera and my mic and everything are that I would use for proper YouTube. So yeah, this is the whole, like, when this gets scrapped, you scrap the same thing off your opponent. So you put this down, then they gets hurt, put Energon Axe down, scrap this, they lose their weapon. Screw them and their weapon. Device Virus, uncommon, black pip. Scrap one of your upgrades with this action. This will scrap an upgrade. Scrap up to 2 enemy upgrades of the same type. So this is like, you could chain off of this to just erase the upgrades on your opponent's side to some degree. That is cool. I didn't remember that one from the spoilers, so hooray. Compact Shield, we've seen his little light bar thing. Dampening Field. It's not a Firecons card, they're just on it. White pip, secret action. When one of your characters defends and you have this down, your opponent can't flip more than 4 battle cards during this battle, which basically says this does not turn off their bold, this just kind of turns off their bold. I like that they are adding more ways to do a thing without necessarily naming a thing, because that's sort of, to me, this future-proofs slightly against potential power creep. Because, you know, if there's a card that comes out that, you know, just deactivates keyword X, or, you know, makes keyword X something or other, there are a couple cards that do keyword X without actually saying keyword X. To me, that's interesting. I still say I'm quite new to the whole TCG thing as an adult, but I am enjoying what I'm learning about the process enormously. And yeah, Dampening Field's also like, if your meta is getting taken over by a Metroplex player, and then you're like, hey, between that and potentially Acid Storm, you're like, stop it. Let's see what we got here. Raider Visper. Oh, I like these. I just like the way this looks. I like the look of this art for this alt mode. It looks sleek. Leader Tag Decepticon, Micromaster, 5-star, 3-0 in both modes, 7 health, plain ranged. The tap action is scrap 3 green pip cards from your hand. Your opponent chooses 3 cards from their hand and scraps them. If the 3 cards you scrapped have the same name, draw 3 cards. This could be really cool. That is a very specific situation. You could build around it somewhat. I wonder if this guy would play nice with Shockwave, if I'm being honest with you. And we got one of the Battle Chargers. We got Runabout. So these guys have a cool thing. So Runabout's thing, they're both 10 stars if I recall correctly. He's a 5-2, 4-2 in bot mode, 13 health car. When you flip to his car mode, repair 1 damage from him, and if Runamuck's on the field, repair 1 damage from him and flip him from bot mode to alt mode. So the idea with the 2 Battle Chargers is they flip each other back and forth to the other mode and set off effects. I think it's kind of cool. I really hope I pull Runamuck. I want to run that deck, like, immediately. That's the first deck I really, really want to run out of Siege 1. Jessup, I hope there is a release event in your area as well. Check with your local gaming stores. It shouldn't be too late. It might be too late to get, like, all the promo stuff for this one, but if they are WPN, if they sell Magic cards, they're probably WPN, and that means they should be able to get promos for this game. And if you can get something going there, I'll say it again, Wreck and Rule has a really good pair of videos about, if you're up for it, how to grow a community around a game that isn't one of the big 3. And I think it's a really cool video. It helped me out a lot with, like, I'm not someone who started a community, but it helped me know what I could do to help as a player get this community to boom a bit more, just by, like, showing up and stuff. We got comments, we got reactive armor, we got basic combat protocol, personal targeting drone, which we saw, yes, and full loadout. This is new, this is an uncommon. Star card, double orange pips. You choose one of your characters, you can play a weapon, armor, and utility onto it. I just had a card in there that was about, who was it? Was it Hound? Hang on a second. I'm gonna check something. Where are you? Yeah, okay. So, you're playing Hound. You play this, alright? and then you play three attack drones, an armor, and a utility onto him. That's 5. So he gets plus 10 attack. He's base 17 with the attack drones. Yes! All right, I want to do that. I want to do that right now. A guy Lazen, how did I survive the Lovecraft Mansion? Well, you never saw a body, did you? Rock Toss is the other uncommon. And Callous Leadership. It's a Decepticon leader card, finally. White Pip. Move up to 5 damage counters from one of your Decepticon leaders that has 8 or more stars onto one of your other characters. This is kind of rude, and you still can't use it with this guy, because he's not enough stars. He's 5 stars. But we're starting to get some Decepticon cards. Decepticon-specific cards are kind of lagging behind Autobot-specific cards to a notable degree right now. And we're all, I think, kind of hoping that Siege 2, the next wave, adds a bunch of Decepticon tech. Because right now, Press the Advantage from Wave 2 is an Autobot. It's a pro-Autobot anti-Decepticon action, and it is ridiculously powerful right now. And it also is kind of stunting a lot of Decepticon decks in a more competitive scenario, because it's hard to deal with. Alright, so we got a new Battlemaster. It is Blowpipe. Aaron, was this one of ours? I can't remember who our Battlemaster was. Hopefully you'll chime in. Raider Blowpipe is a ranged Battlemaster. He's a 2/1, 7 health. He has Focus 1 inherently. That is the thing where before he attacks or defends, you can look at the top card and you can toss it if it doesn't match what you want it to do. When he is KO'd and turns into a gun, he is the Dual Impact Shatter Blast Compression Cannon. Font even got smaller up here. And look at that huge pile of Cybertronian up there that says all of this. So he is a weapon. When the upgraded character attacks and you flip battle cards, they get +1 till end of turn for each different color among the battle icons you flipped. So this guy is going to be real good friends with Slipstream and Grapple, basically. And then our big character is... Oh, I'm so happy. Y'all? Y'all, I'm so happy. Y'all. Major Soundwave. We're here. Just got to get Ravage, and I can run the goofy Soundwave thing. So Soundwave is an uncommon. So they're making it so it is not hard to get Soundwave and his 2 friends. He is a Decepticon leader who can make use of that. He can actually, if you put Callous Leadership out when he's on the table, you can literally use Ravage and Laserbeak as shields. So he's a 6/2 in robot mode, 4/2 in spaceship mode. When his robot mode attacks, and he's a specialist, you can untap each of your Spy Patrols. So if they ever make more Spy Patrols, they've already covered it. So he can untap those 2 tap ability Spy Patrol members. And in the spaceship mode, your Spy Patrols, all of them have +1 defense. So yeah, I want to run this thing. Also, I like this alt mode. I think it looks good. I know I'm in the minority. I don't care. Hey, clean yourself up. Sorry, my recycling is sliding everywhere. It is a mess. We are over an hour into this, by the way. Dear future viewer, if you're typing up the comment, why is it taking you over an hour to open a booster box? Just settle down. All right, let's settle down. Go get yourself a bottle of water and just chill out for a little bit. Urban Camo, Force Field, Smoke Cloak. I keep forgetting there's only 3 commons. I'm like, how did I find a new common halfway through the box? So another uncommon, Hiding Spot, Black Pip Secret Action. Reveal it when your opponent chooses... Oh no! I already looked at this one. Because I talked about this thing. I forgot what the artwork was, so we have seen that one. Reflex Circuits, we've also seen this one. I recognize Megatron's blue legs. Look at them varicose veins on that old fella. Megatron ain't doing enough squats. He ain't doing enough leg. He's sitting in a chair too long. He's getting the veins on his legs. Papa Willy. Oh, here we go. Okay, so you know how the first rare that I opened was the spaceship card? We also finally have a motorcycle card. So it's a white pip action. Flip each of your characters from bot mode to motorcycle mode. You get an extra attack this turn, but only a motorcycle can attack this way. So it's like Start Your Engines. Instead of untapping them, it lets you attack with 2 of them at once. So very situational, but I admit I'm a little biased. I just wanted there to be a motorcycle card. I'm not sure what I would do with this one yet, but I'm just happy it exists. All right. I maybe was unreasonably excited about Soundwave, but like I want to run some kind of Soundwave thing, and I wanted to get a leg up on it by actually having Soundwave. So, I'm happy. Private Flack, we've seen you. You're a dupe. You're a dirty dupe. Sergeant Chromia, we haven't seen you yet. Back-end view of your alt mode. I didn't realize that when the previews were... I wasn't really looking at the artwork, but that's a weird angle on the alt mode. So Chromia is a car specialist. When you flip to her car mode, you can play a blue pip armor. She's 4-1-12, 3-1 in robot mode. Her robot mode thing, when she defends and you flip at least 2 blue pips, you draw a card. So she works a lot like Wave 1 Chromia, except in my opinion, she works a little bit better. Having a lot of blue or having a lot of white pips to draw 2 cards is cool when it happens. Also means my deck's full of white pips, and honestly, it just always felt bad about 40% of the time. So I'm more into this Chromia than the Wave 1 Chromia, although that one's a motorcycle, so, you know. And with black pips, maybe flipping a lot of white pips ain't all that bad, especially with RC being in a motorcycle setup. Anyway. What boat guys we got? I ain't got no boats yet. But there was a boat in, yeah, Sea Spray, Sea Watch. There was a boat. Six Shot is also a boat, yes. There was a, and Thunderblast is a boat. There was a boat Micromaster from the Rescue Patrol, whatever, who's a blue and black boat, and when I was a kid, I didn't know he was a boat, I just thought he was a weird-looking shovel. Is this a common I haven't seen yet? No, we saw it, each of your guys. I am trying to take in a whole lot of artwork at the same time, and I'm starting to mess things up. We saw that one, and we saw this uncommon, and I think I playsetted Fuel Cache. Playsetted a preview card. Erratic Energy Grenade. This is something I've seen some people doing some plans for. It's a black pip utility. At the start of your turn, do a damage to the upgraded character. When the upgraded character is KO'd, do 2 damage to each enemy. So that's do a one-sided photon bomb. Let's do a double strafing run when the holder of this perishes. And if you put this on a Battlemaster who turns into a good weapon, it feels like I'm putting you on a clock, and everything that happens when that clock ticks down is going to be bad. So I'm into that. The game is not yet into a position where it's like I'm into just spending life, as it were, but getting closer. Did the white balance go funny? I can't tell. I cannot tell. It looks odd to me. Almost halfway through, but now we're also clearly, like, I think we've seen all the commons, so these will start becoming very character and rare specific. Stormcloud! So this is a Jet Micromaster. 3-0 in both modes, 6 health. 4 stars, tap. No, wait, did we see you already? I thought we looked... Wait, is that the same thing? Yeah, okay, never mind. So it is similar, but it's not the same thing. Tap and scrap 3 green pip cards. One of your characters gets bold 3, and then if the 3 cards with the same name, character gets bold 6. So you and you... That's what messed me up. I got the 2 of you, and you both do similar things. Clearly, these 2 want to be in the same deck if possible. Alright, and then we got us Cindersaur. I got 2 of the Firecons. I feel good. So like I said, the Firecons are assuming you're running like a Wave 1 Insecticons or Dinobots setup, because this guy, 3-1 in this mode, 4-1 in alt mode, 12 health. In robot mode, when he attacks and you flip at least 4 orange pips, do 2 damage to a tapped enemy. In his Cindersaur mode, when you flip to this mode, you can play an orange pip action. I really want to run the Firecons and the Battle Chargers? Yeah, Runabout and Runamuck. I want to know what they do in practice. They just seem fun. And Brainstorm, the long name, repurpose, okay, I'll say it, EM24IR laser launcher, repurpose metal detector on Cybertron, poor you, spinner rims, and the rare is RR Disruptor Blade. Aaron, did we preview this? I can't remember. I feel like we talked about this on a podcast. Anyway, it's a black pip weapon. You +3 attack with a black pip. If the upgraded character attacks and you don't flip a black pip, you scrap this after the battle. So it's like a very tenuous pseudo grenade launcher that can stick. Black pip Pierce decks are going to be interesting to check out as they happen. This should be pack number 15 unless I grabbed one off the other side. I didn't keep count, and who cares? I'm going to open all 30 anyway. Get rid of you, and we got Stakeout. That is a dupe little guy. The little guys, I think, are going to dupe, because they're all commons, uncommons as well. You're going to end up, I think, with dupes of these, no matter what you do. We did not preview that one. Okay. And then we got us Private Trailbreaker. Here we go. When you start the game, and he's on the table, before the game begins, you may take a force field from your deck, not from your hand, from your deck, and put it onto him. Ratchet and Wheeljack are the other two parts of this little trinity. Oh, Aaron is in here. He's Axesmith, yes. Aaron is in here. Mechanova. So yeah, Trailbreaker is being tied directly to Force Field. And as long as he has armor, he has Brave. So it's like turn 1, Force Field's on him, flip him. Now he is Brave and Force Fielded. Come at me, Optimus Battlefield Legend. Try to one-shot me. You can't. Well, unless he flips like Disarm or something, or a scrapping thing. Anyway. This part is now going to go very quickly, I suspect. Also, I think I put an uncommon into my commons pile. Because I'm super organized. No, I didn't. Never mind. Alright, so we got Personal Targeting Drone, Dismantling Claw, Frag Toss, Covert Armor, HV Electron Breacher, and Backup Bag. So nothing new to talk about in that one. Oh yeah. Got 2 rare characters so far. Alright, Black Beam Blaster. This is Nightstick. Here's our preview guy. So Nightstick is hiding out because the guy who he's usually partnered with isn't in the game right now. So he is a 2-1, 6 health Battlemaster, 6 stars. That's all specialist. That's probably the tag that's giving him some value. And his weapon mode is +2, +1. That's pretty big. It's like Ion Blaster of Optimus Prime, but for anybody. When the upgraded character attacks and you flip at least 2 black pips, your opponent has to choose a card from their hand and scrap it. So he might be a pal with Shockwave. And we got Private RC. She is a common. She is, I think, our second big card dupe. Yes. She's actually from the very first pack that I opened on this stream, for those of you who were not around for that. Heh. And we'll crack this open. I need a sip of beverage. Mmm. I took like 3 sips. It was worth it! Alrighty. Smoke Thrower, Dismantling Claw, Frag Toss, Reflex Circuits, HV Electron Breacher, and we got the Euro Blaster, the Euros Gyro Blast, W5 Gyro Blaster. It's a rare utility, no pips when the upgraded character battles. Each player can't flip more than 2 battle cards this battle, and it's +1 attack in a utility slot. So that is to shut down Bold and Tough. Adam Edgmond, it is Coke Zero. How did you know? Are you watching me? I know I'm not that predictable, so you must have a camera in my apartment. That's the only way you'd know that I'm sipping on a Coke Zero right now, because that's not in character for me. I don't share that very much. Not many people know that I've had a Coke Zero now and then. It's a lucky guess, I guess. It must have been a lucky guess. Yeah, lucky guess. Alrighty. We did it. And we did it. But we did it. We got Ravage. So Ravage is a 0-3 in his shield mode, 7 health. He's a 3-1 in the other mode. In the other mode, tap him to do a damage to an enemy. If that enemy has 4 defense or more, he does 2 damage instead. And you don't have to do it, you just tap him. He is Tim. He is Tim. And he's like double Tim if they are a tank, if they're Demolisher. Wreck and Rule, that was not Trax. Where is it? Also, what's up, Wreck and Rule? How it going? It looks a lot like Trax. But if you look really closely here, that's Wheeljack's head. The top of that Wheeljack's head design, I'm pretty sure. Is it Wheeljack's head? I was sure it was, but now I'm not so sure. There's rectangles. Then again, orange or red things there. It looks kind of Traxy. Now I'm doubting myself. That could be Trax. Because he's got, I mean, they both have a bulbous thing. He's got a more bulbous thing there. Wheeljack's got more of a cleavage than Trax, I think. Oh, man. I don't know. We'll be here all day if I'm freaking... Also, hey, Wreck and Roll, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Wreck and Roll is one of my favorite TCGs. I was just talking about y'all's video about raising up a community. Fish Formers, hello! Did I miss you coming in? These are TCG folks. Or TCG creators coming in. They make lots of cool videos about TCG stuff. Raider Ravage is a Tim. I just talked about all that. We got the Spy Patrol and Soundwave. I'm all good. And then we got Ratchet. He's another part of this little gimmick before the game begins. You can reveal a medic from your deck and put it into your hand. So, You'd think to yourself, but Medic's not very good. It's a no-pip heal card. Healing doesn't do anything. Well, 4-0, 3-0 in bot mode. 14 health specialist truck. In bot mode, when you repair damage, period, he gets +1 attack till end of turn for each damage repaired. So, suddenly, repairing damage does stuff. Also, who that? Huh? Who's that? Who's that Joker? Anyway, let's see what the battle cards were. For those of you who have just recently joined, when I see a new battle card, I talk about it. We're over halfway through the box now, so I'm not really talking about a lot of the commons or uncommons anymore, but I'm still showing them so that if you have lots of cards but want to run some 2-pack turbo or some sealed, you can really painfully go through this stream and reconstruct all the boosters I opened to make new booster packs that are legitimate blind booster packs that did exist at one point. So anyway, commons, Dismantle, EM24 IR Laser Launcher, Brainstorm, uncommons, Full Loadout, and Device Virus, and then this rare we've seen as well, is Take Cover. Yeah, we're thinking it's Mainframe, we're thinking it's Brainstorm's cousin, we're thinking it's Action Master Wheeljack. This Ratchet does look, so Wavesign says this looks a lot like the Car Robots Wild Rider toy that was redecorated into an emergency vehicle. In that mode, kind of does. Someone else thought it also looked a lot like potentially a Siege Ratchet, which I believe we now have confirmed. You didn't see that. What's our little guy? Laserbeak. I have a dupe spy patrol. This means I can start outfitting my fellow Toronto players if they don't pull one and they want one. And we got Sergeant Hound, which is also another dupe big character. That is our third dupe big card. So we've got, I think, 3 dupes of each. Whoa, almost knocked over my Coke. We got 3 dupes here, and we've got, I think, 3 dupes here. That's a lot more than 3 dupes. We got 5 dupes there. Never mind. All right. Blackhawk Omega, the audio on YouTube is bad, but not when you watch the stream on Twitter. I don't know what's up, y'all. Eric, you think it might look like Roadbuster? Maybe. It's just desaturated enough to really easily be generic robot, but it just looks so much like a bunch of robots to me. Alright, commons, basic combat protocol, repurpose, urban camo, uncommons, hiding spot, point defense system I don't think we've seen yet. That's a black pip, upgrade, armor. When the upgraded character is defending against an enemy that has pierce, reduce that pierce by 2. So that's going to be real friendly for potentially what tanks are going to have to deal with. Yeah, Wreck and Roll, Turbo is bonkers with 2 characters in a pack. I saw Ken Nagel's note that he put up where he was like, we might tweak 2-pack Turbo to like just pick 2 characters from what you open. Silver League, hello. This is a box that I got from Wizards. They're not in Canada yet, but they are. We're getting it at the same time as America. Everything is out on Friday. Thank goodness, finally. Oh, hey, I got it. All right, Firecon Flame. I got the Firecon Tribal. Orange Pip Utility, Firecons only. Each of your Firecons has bold 1. So if you put this on all 3 of them, they all have bold 3. I really want to run Firecons is just like, that is going to be the deck you hand to someone who's new to the game and doesn't want to use a starter deck. You're like, alright, attack! That is the deck. Yeah, if your store gets Wizards product, I mean, they had the option to order it. Hopefully they ordered it. It'd bum me out if they didn't. He's got to hammer it on them. Like, hey, grow a player base, damn it. Anyway, small card is Visper. So yeah, we're stocking up. In fact, hang on. How many do I have? Let's see. 5, 10. I have 14 small cards. Are there 16 small cards? Because then I am probably going to finish the small cards off of 1 box. Rare characters so far are Skywarp and Needlenose, Wreck and Rule. I had those set aside. And our big character... hi, what's going on, everyone? Our big character card from this one is Raider Ion Storm, 12-star plane, 7-14-3, 7-2 in robot mode. He's a Rainmaker. Look at this lunatic. Common, ranged. When he attacks, you bounce an upgrade. off of the Defender. Someone in Toronto is super friggin' hyped about this guy. I'm just kind of hyped about him because it's like this wave is adding so many more planes. I think planes are finally going to be super solid by Siege 2. Absolutely, by Siege 2, planes are going to be super solid. Oh, Silverleague, that sucks if you ask them if they know they're getting Siege and the response is no idea. That is not good. That's where you got to tell them, like, hey, there is a if they get magic cards, tell them, like, there's a Wizards product called Transformers TCG Siege 1. I would like to order a box, please. They should order one for you if they want money from someone. Okay, yeah, there is DJ Mac. There are 16 of them. So I think I need 2 more. The new Sam. How goes the sieging? It's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. We got defensive formation, force field, and frag toss. We got rock toss and EMP wave. Second copy of that. I did explain these cards more as I saw them for the first time, but now that we're over halfway through the box, I'm just sort of blowing past a lot of cards. In fact, even this one. This is my second energy pack, which I'm hype about. There's a lot of cards in here that I really want to play around with. I just want to see what they do on the field. Alrighty. Any new repro labels orders? You mean me? I don't have any new. Anyone in the chat got fresh repro labels coming? I haven't got anything coming myself. I got some I'd like to order before TFCon, but now I can't remember what they were. Oh, it was. I want to order the one with the little thing that goes on top of Siege Starscream, even though I still haven't got Siege Starscream because I don't want to pay over retail for them. Private Flak. I think I have a lot of you, Private Flak. Oh no, okay. You're I think the first one I've got 2 dupes of. And then we got, oh, Raider Trigger Happy. I've already got you, you uncommon dupe. You uncommon dupe. Someone in your life treats you badly. It's my first uncommon dupe, actually. Someone in your life treats you badly. You just tell them, hey, you uncommon dupe. I have enough missile tanks now to fight Godzilla. Not the good Godzilla. Shin Godzilla? Ain't nothing fighting him. You're just putting him to sleep. Yeah, so Silverleague, if they don't have it this weekend, that means they didn't order it for the launch, and then, like, yeah, I guess you're just going to go to 401. I mean, they'll have it. Meeple will have it. Everyone's going to have it. Harry T's got it. Three Kingdoms has got it. Reactive Armor, Smoke Thrower, and Medic. There's your Ratchet card. Uncommons are Compact Shield and Rock Toss. I got a lot of Rock Toss, y'all. And then we got Special Ops Mission. This is like Brainstorm for secret actions. You can play a secret action, then you can play another secret action. So, I think Brainstorm would let you do this as well. This one's just a white pip that specifically lets you do secret actions. Ooh, Shin wasn't the good Godzilla. That is incorrect. I'm being rude. Oh, I got Taraxodon again. Alright. Well, this one almost looks shinier. I'm going to figure out which of my foils are the shiniest later on. And we got Sergeant Chromia. Dupe Common. Ugh. So I think this is feeling Wave 1-y in that I'm seeing a lot more dupe characters, except that I'm completing the alternate character type, and because I'm getting 2 of these in every pack, whereas I think Wave 2 still, I think, like, we're not finished yet, but Wave 2, I think, was still my favorite collation for characters, because they were all still occupying 1 slot. It was just such a big spread. Also, I really didn't like King of Monsters, and I know I'm in the minority. But boy howdy, it was fine, but I liked about 20 minutes of it, and I would watch those 20 minutes many times. I really disliked the other 2 hours and 40 minutes, or whatever, of that movie. I know it wasn't 3 hours. Was it? I don't know. It was very long. I didn't like it very much. Pep Talk, Dismantle, and Combat Dagger. I know, by the way, I'm going to ignite people here, but I just didn't like... I think Shin Godzilla is the best Godzilla, and I don't really like many other Godzillas except for 1954. I also hate Final Wars, but I haven't seen it since the mid-aughts. I just remember when I saw it with a friend of mine, we both finished it and looked at each other and went like, did either of us like it? And we didn't. Black Hawk Omega, am I complete on the TCG so far? Aside from this and the Chinese promo Bumblebee, I am. I'm in a weird position, in fact, in that I am double playset complete on most battle cards except for the SCCC ones. And yeah, I think I've watched Shin like many times. I love it. King of the Monsters just was utterly boring most of the time. I was falling asleep by the end. Alright, I got the Shockwave weapon. I thought this was a star card? Oh no, I'm thinking of Ultra Magnus. Alright, anyway, this goes with Shockwave. It's his Octo Arms. You can put up to 2 into 1 weapon slot. Blue Pip plus 2 attack. When you put it on Shockwave, your opponent has to choose a card and scrap it. I don't want to turn this into a King of the Monsters vlog. I really hope that isn't, like, the plateau of what they're hoping to do with kaiju movies, because they could do so much more. Rider Skullman, no super rares yet. Alright, hooray! Someone's got my back on Final Wars. I'm not used to that. A lot of people who like Godzilla don't like me when I talk about Godzilla. Like, let me lay that out. But I also I feel very confident about how I feel about Godzilla. I don't want to take away anyone's enjoyment of it. That's why I don't talk about it very much. But I just don't... I really don't like... I didn't like 2014 Godzilla very much either, but for different reasons. And then I felt like King of the Monsters... The nice thing I have to say about King of the Monsters that isn't a spoiler is it definitely felt like a movie that reacted to people talking about the other one. And there were also a lot of scenes that looked utterly beautiful, and you could see the storyboarding. Unfortunately, those were usually right before the action started, and then the action was like they spent a lot of money making it look like two guys in a rubber suit are batting at each other. I don't know, I wish they'd done more with that. Top Shot, what's up? And are you not a super rare? But I really wanted this one. This is the 11-star General Optimus Prime. I couldn't remember if this was a super rare or not. So he is a leader, truck melee. When he's in truck mode, everyone has bold 1, tough 1. Flat. And he's a 4-3, so have fun hurting him. And if you flip to robot mode, he turns into a 6-2, who just has bold 1, tough 1, and focus 1. Like, this is Stats Boy, General Optimus Prime. Akan Lord, I did not get this one already. So this is the third rare character of my box so far. So I've got these 3 as far as rare character types. Shocktopus, Wreck and Rule. I hope you're not that lagged behind on the stream. Because I think I just spent like 10 minutes talking about Godzilla movies. Oh man, can you guys imagine what a mess? I just realized the comments on this are going to be when it goes up as an archive video. I'm going to get reamed, and I'm going to try real hard to not give a crap because I know I'm right. We got Battlefield Report, Calculated Strike, and Diagnosis, full loadout and hiding spot, and another Firecon Flame. I need the other Firecon, and one more of these. Please. I would rather... Actually, no more Godzilla for a while. And then I would rather an Anno Godzilla that ignores Shin. But that's just me. I would rather see more Ultraman movies, because I think that they're better kaiju movies than any Godzilla. And even then, I only really like the Koichi Sakamoto Ultraman, but... So I kind of want them to make a movie where a bunch of Kamen Riders have really good fight scenes against rubber monsters, I guess. You should put me in charge of Godzilla. I would do everything really well, and you'd all be so happy. Number 15. You're new. Roadhugger. I think you're new. Yeah, you're new. Alright. So he's a car. Micromaster, 3-1. 7 health. 3-1 in both modes. Melee. Tap to scrap a blue card. Tap and scrap a blue card. One of your characters gets +3 attack till end of turn. I'm pretty sure I don't have you already. Now I'm already doubting myself. Roadhugger, are you in here? Are you in here? You're not! Okay, so I'm just missing one more, and I don't know who it is. I can't remember. Flame Feather, I think I already got you. Yes. He was the first one I pulled, so you're a dupe. You're not what I want. Cygnus 7, Netflix Ultraman was okay. When it finished, I was like, that was a lot of episodes to tell, like, what felt like a 90-minute film to me. And it was a lot longer, and I admit I didn't really notice the length. It was bingeable, but I felt like when stuff was happening, I was really into it, but it was taking a long time. It ended with me going like, all right, now that the pilot's over, I want to see Season 1. And I was like, wait, that was Season 1. But then I saw they're making a Season 2, so maybe it'll be, you know, a little bit more going by then. I haven't seen Quadruple S Gridman yet. Partly because I have this thing, when everyone tells me to see something, I either do it or I have to wait like a year or 3 and then I want to see it. Because right now, if I go to watch it, I'm just going to be thinking about how everyone told me it was the best thing, and then I'm going to be really unfair to it, and I don't want to do that. So I'm kind of waiting. I'm kind of waiting a little bit. Anyway, EM24IR laser launcher, personal targeting drone, dismantling claw. Bolster is the uncommon. Extra padding is the uncommon. Ultra Magnus Armor, the 2-star battle card. It is a double pip, put on Autobots only, +2/+2. If the upgraded character would take non-attack damage, you take that damage -1. Ultra Magnus is a super rare, and if you start the game with Ultra Magnus on the table, you can just put this on at the start of the game. It's pretty brutal. Dragon Fan X, have I seen Granzio's first fight yet? I did see the clip because I wanted to hear the standby on that watch in good quality and not toy speaker quality, and I was not disappointed. I dug it. That was yeah, Silver League. I will not go to a Gridman panel till I see it. I can guarantee you. But yeah, I like that the folks working on it showed their Transformers fandom. That was admittedly part of the reason why I'm holding off now, because like people were just talking about it so much. I was like, all right, now I'm thinking way too much about a lot of side stuff on the show, and I want to go in feeling just kind of fresh. So I'm gonna try to watch it this year, but I'm not sure when. Who's our little guy? Stormcloud. I know I have you already. But I saw this name. Hang on. Wait for it. I'm gonna go. Where's your friend? So I pulled Run Amok. So we pulled it off. So we got us Run Amok and Runabout. So Run Amok's things, when he flips to bot mode, you draw a card. And then if Runabout's in the field, you flip him from alt mode to bot mode. So then I flip him to car mode. They both heal 1, and he flips to car mode. So they do a thing. I haven't seen Wreck and Rule's video about it, but I saw that I think it was Brian really wants to run these now, and then went and bought the Fun Pub tracks remolds, redecos. So I want to try these guys out. They seem like a good time, and they're 20 stars. So you can fit in a pal with them. You can give them Flame War. You can just even 5-star cards in if you're really confident. So I'm pleased with this. This is a good turn of events. This is a good day. This is a good turn of events on a good day. Hey, unlike the Rise of the Combiners stream, I'm remembering to open all these, so I haven't fouled up our research data yet. Hey. Alright, EM24IR laser, launcher, smoke cloak, and battlefield report. We got the cutest metal detector and covert armor, and then the rare is 2-pronged attack. This is new, and it's got some pretty cool artwork. Orange pip, action, choose one of your characters. If it's a tank, your opponent chooses 2 cards from their hand and scraps them. If it's a plane, your opponent chooses one of the characters and does 2 damage to it. This is kind of like the Decepticon team-up attack. Team-up attack's that rare from Wave 1, which is cars and trucks. This is the one that's for tanks and planes. It's not Decepticon necessarily, but softly, those are the Autobot and Decepticon choose your vehicle type cards. Also, this is pretty cool artwork. Okay, where are we at? What are our packs remaining? We've got 5 packs remaining. Now we have 4 packs remaining. I'm about to open this. Oh yeah, it's a good card for Blitzwing too. He can use either, depending what mode he's in. I already saw the big cards. The little one, Mudslinger. We didn't look at him yet. This was another Tim. Tap, scrap a black to move a damage from one of your characters to an enemy. He's a 2/1, 3/1 in truck mode. We're complete on the small cars. Small cars? We're complete on the small cards. I'm pretty sure. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 16. Small card complete. I had a feeling that would be a 1-box thing. Get ready for all of these cards to cost like a penny on the aftermarket. And we got Sergeant Sparkstalker, which I think is the other Firecon I needed. Let's go double check that. What just happened? Oh, I clicked off the chat. That's what just happened. There we go. Where are you, Cindersaur? Where are you, Flame Feather? We did it. Hang on a sec. I got this tiny little ledge in front of me I'm balancing all my card piles onto. So Sparkstalker, who goes with these two friends here. Here they are. Here's the pals. Sparkstalker, when you flip to his alt mode, scrap an enemy armor. He's a 4/2 in both modes, 10 health. In robot mode, when he attacks and you flip at least 3 oranges, you draw 2 cards. So check out these things. When he attacks, flip 4 oranges, do 2 damage. When you flip 3, draw 2 cards. When he defends, oranges are defense if you flip up to 5 at least. This is fun. It's fun stuff. And then they all get bold a million times. Sparkstalker is miscut. Ooh! 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 Can we identify... So he is above an Autobot card on the grand sheet. I can't tell which one it is. Okay, so he's above an Autobot card. Aaron! Aaron, I got a miscut! Oh, you already said it. Alright, well, Aaron, you said it, but then I didn't see yours, and I saw DJ Omatics. I had a Chromia that looked like a miscut as well. Let me take a look. Chromia... So this Chromia is not a miscut. Although this looks like the line of another card, it isn't. It's part of the artwork. What about other Chromia? Oh, yeah. I have a miscut Chromia as well. I hope I draw another Sparkstalker. I want to keep these miscuts separate from everything. Alright, so I got 2 miscuts. Guess that pays for a booster box. Go me. Yeah, very miscut. Let's look at these a little bit more. Oh, yeah, Chromia is way the hell more miscut. I wasn't even looking down there. Look at that. So is that... Oh, they all have the same back... No, that doesn't have Sparkstalker's stuff. Unless it's this side? No. I don't think so. All the text up there is still missing, so I don't think these two match. Because the text up there, the upper half, I'm not seeing on either side. Anyway, for all of you viewing, these are miscuts. I can send these in to get replaced, but eventually, miscuts are like something that people pay for. I don't think Silver League there's any point where these come off as sloppy, because, like, they don't happen very often, and people always get excited about them. So I'm like, whatever. Also, it doesn't matter. It's what? It's literally 2 commons. I don't care. I got 2 miscuts. Go me. I'm going to put formerly dupe Chromia. Well, Aaron got 2 miscuts in... Aaron, did you get 2 miscuts in the same box? Because yours were definitely paired. You could see the other card on them, if I recall correctly. My apologies, by the way, for not being the best at keeping up with all the chat. I'm trying. I'm still not very good at it. I'm looking at the cards, and that's like somehow drawing my attention harder than like assembling Lego or model kits. I don't know why. Combiners. I can't remember if Aaron's miscuts were combiners or not. I mean, Aaron, I do ignore you constantly, but like you're kind of like, you know, visual white noise to me when I see the Axsmith. Anyway, the cards in this booster, just to finish up that one, are Calculated Strike, EM24IR Laser Launcher, Brainstorm, Reflex Circuits, Spinner Rims, and this is new Heat of Battle. This is a fun one. It's a rare white pip. Action. All characters get Bold 3 and Tough 3 until the end of the turn. So if you're playing Bold v Bold, and it's not the Firecons, and they don't have inverted or anything, you're just like, yeah, sure, take Tough 3, fool. Rider Skullman, the Micromasters and Battlemasters do have rarities. These ones are all common or uncommon. There are no rares in here. They are occupying this weird sort of pseudo slot, and they're one of the battle cards that you would get in another Waves booster pack. Hooah! Cygnus 7, it's late. Is it late? What time it is? Oh, it's 11 o'clock. Look at that. Sleep is for other people. So I know these are dupes now. Is this a dupe? Did I open this one? Yeah, I think so. Aimless? Are you in here? Were you early? Wait. I don't have Aimless yet. I was like, I don't recognize you. Do I have Aimless? No, Aimless is new. He's a new boy. Aimless is a Battlemaster. He's got Tough 3. He's 3/0. He turns into the Manifold Ion Particle Blaster. When When you put this weapon on, it gives them +3. If they attack with this on and flip at least 3 blue, they do 3 damage to the defender. Yeah, I had a feeling. There was a little bit more going on in here. So I have 17 now. 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. I have 17 small cards. I think it was 18. I think. We'll find out. Doesn't matter. I almost opened another booster. I stopped myself. I got another... Who is this? An uncommon. Captain Wheeljack. Specialist car. 5-1, 4-2 in bot mode. 12 health. So he is the one where when the game begins, you can take a brainstorm out of your deck and just put it into your hand. This guy and Thundercracker could make some beautiful music together, is what I will say. Good old Captain Wheeljack. And when you play your third action during your turn, you draw a card. So he's like when you play Brainstorm most of the time. But, you know, run him with like Mirage and Common Bumblebee from Wave 2. You know, maybe do some other funky stuff. I should separate this into Battlemasters and Micromasters. And the Spy Patrol, I guess. Well, Battlemaster specifically. Because then we'll know how I am doing on Battlemasters, at least. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Battlemasters. So I have 5 Battlemasters. I'm missing a Battlemaster. That's what's going on. Alright. Alright. We got this. We sort of... You know what? Who's still watching the stream in the archive anyway, who's going to also start some trouble about that? Well, I know that you, dear viewer in the future who's watching this, you're going to the comments right now to start some trouble about this. Well, you better stop. Alright? Because we know what you're doing. And we're going to find out. Me and the live chat here. We'll come back. Urban Camo, Pep Talk, and Personal Targeting Drone are the commons. Steady Shot and Fuel Catch are the uncommons. Laser Cutlass is the rare. It's a blue pip weapon. +1 attack. Only goes on characters with 7 stars or fewer and gives them Pierce 3. I guess the Constructicons really like this. Along with, like, black pips in general. We're down to 3 packs. It is good art, too. Chromia's got some artwork going on. And that's right, Signa7. You can't stop the chat. You can, however, peel a layer off the booster and oh, this feels awful. Someone in here locally did this. I can't remember, Eric, if you were there for this, but someone, I think it was Ryan, he peeled this and the entire outer layer came off. And this part feels like what I think the inside of, or the underside of the top layer of skin would feel like. It's like sticky and gross, and it's... Ugh. Yeah. Oh, Eric, it was you. Yeah, okay. It's awful. It feels awful. All right, who are you? Visper. I know I've got you, Visper. You get back in. Runabout. You're a miscut. You're going to make me rich. Black Hawk Omega. That was a very specific feeling to describe. And... yeah, you can. There's that good old basal lamina of the skin tissue. Just, oh, feel... Squid Catfish! I'm glad you're hearing my voice. That actually was way more egotistic sounding than I thought. Silver League, I can't... well, I'm not going to saturate the market if I have all of them. I'll dole them out slowly over the years. Oh, Fish Formers. I got my third miscut. On an uncommon this, or no, still they're all commons. The miscuts are all commons. So the miscuts are on the rarity no one cares about. Basic combat protocol, smoke thrower, repurpose, sturdy armor, which we did see, battlefield scan, which we did see, and scavenge the battlefield. It's a secret action rare. This is new. Orange pip. Reveal when one of your characters is KO'd. So you play this when you think your opponent is gonna KO one of your characters. Instead of scrapping their upgrades, you just take any number of them and put them onto your other characters. So if they're gonna, if you put your Energon Axe on someone who's gonna die, then you're like, hey, guess what? Energon Axe goes on to someone else. Yeah, the new Sam. Gotta play the long game with the miscut market. I've seen how those MTG finance goofballs do their business. I can do that. I can do that. I can wander around in front of a camera and mutter about booster boxes. Just watch me. Yeah, Starscream is jazzed to have taken Megatron's cannon. He's super into it. He's like, finally! And Megatron, like, is just KO'd. He's not dead, so that means Megatron's gonna wake up at some point and go like, Starscream, you violated my physicality. That thing was attached to my arm. I don't want it back, but take it off your arm and get me a new one. Alright. Small card is Ravage. So I got a dupe set of Ravage and Laserbeak to dole out to someone if they're missing them somehow. And another Ion Storm. Woohoo! Maybe my commons do line up eventually. Oh, I gotta figure this out later. Donald Engine 9, you violated my physicality, you cur! Mine's the biggest on Cybertron! No one's gonna get that anymore. That's a very old thing. None of you actually ever heard that on this channel. I know, maybe you did in a V-build. Anyway, that's an old BotCon 2005 thing from, like, me and 3 friends. Dismantling Claw, Diagnosis and Medic, Device Virus and HV Electron Breacher, and Infiltrate, which we did see. Final pack. This is actually a very barren box. 3 rares so far. So this is, if this isn't a rare or a super rare, I have a low end. Now, I was going to say I have a low end box. Rarities are still ratios. So the way that this works, right, is the mid-range appears to be, if it's like Wave 2, it'd be 4 cards that are all rare, or one of them is a super rare. High end is 4 rares and a super rare. Low end, which has happened, is like 3 rares, that's it. So it'll happen. I'm not mad if it happens, because I'm about to play at least 2 sealed events. So I'm not going to be hurting for more chances to pull stuff. And given that they are mathematical ratios, as much as I would like it to be a thing that you know is going to happen, I accept that it's not. Should this be an LCG? Sure, but it's not. And then they build some of these cards to work in these draft formats, thus it allows for draft. I mean, it's a whole long conversation. I feel like if I was going to get mad about it, it would be me getting mad because someone told me to get mad about it. So, Here's me. So, let's find out what happened. It's Laserbeak! I already have you. Laserbeak. Alright, how do I do this without seeing the card? Get rid of that. Let's just put this down here. I'm not looking at it. Let's do the booster first. Defensive formation, combat dagger, reactive armor, squish 'em like bugs, my favorite artwork, point defense system, and with Tsutsiki, the gyro blaster. So let's see, who are you? Specialist Ratchet. Yeah, that was a bum box. So unfortunately, no super rares. This is maybe me paying for the part where my first booster in Wave 2 was a super rare. So, that is the whole box so far. I have a lot of card organizing to do. Out of 2 Commanders boxes, you got 1 super rare. Yeah, the way super rares work, if they're 1 in 50, basically that means you're likely to get one, but it's 1 in every, like, 1 and 2/3 boxes. So, it is the nature of blind pack stuff. If I got mad about it, eventually I'd sound like a moron. So, I'm just gonna say that I got 4 miscuts, and thus, I'm going to be rich. That's going to be like, let's see, if a booster box is 120 Canadian-ish, let's say that's going to be 40, 80, 120, 160. I'm going to make like a booster box and a half off of these. So, deck ideas, I got the things I'm hype about from my character selections. I got these goofballs, and I got, one of them's a miscut, but it's a common, so I'm going to pull like 50 of them over the weekend. These goofballs, and I got Soundwave and his goofballs. I got the 3 who start with the card, which I want to try out and practice. I got Ion Storm and them other planes over here with me rares. And I got me the Optimus Prime that I really wanted to try out, because he's just raw stats, raw function. So, I'm good with it. I got stuff I can do. I'm also good with it because I would be more bitter if we were still in the Canadian position of having to wait 2 to 3 months for this to come out after this opening. Because these are going to be out on Friday, it's like, cool, that's 1 booster box. I'm going to open at least 12 more boosters on Friday and Saturday. So I would have been sour otherwise if it was like, this is my one chance for the next few months to easily do this. But now that we're all caught up, it's just like, this is the game. Danny Rares, you say you like my outlook. Hooray! I would hope that would be a decent outlook for someone to have. I know that, like, what I'm going to say is, if you think that it sucks, I don't disagree with you. Because I've had the conversation with people before about just the whole thing that is the TCG, not the LCG. From my understanding, I'm not trying to defend blind box stuff in general, but I've noticed I got into tabletopping in April. And then I watched a bunch of LCGs all appear to die. It seems like LCGs are not gripping the market in a way that makes them continue, which I think is a real shame because I like that model a lot. But I watched Netrunner die right after I got interested in it. I watched Dice Masters go to an LCG model, and then it seems like it just lost a lot of the faith of a lot of player base somehow because they all wanted to draft, which I find really confusing. And they're moving into blind packs now coming up, so who knows? But what's an LCG? That is a living card game where there is no randomization to the packs. It would be like if this was Siege, and instead of booster packs, it was like this thing contains the 4 booster packs for Siege, and you know what's in each one. Wreck and Roll says LCG crowd also basically self-cannibalizes. I was wondering about that, especially since Fantasy Flight Games seem to have the market cornered on LCGs for a little while, and I was wondering if they were basically eating themselves. It's just such a shame, because I love the model. I liked Ash's Rise of the Phoenixborn as well. That one didn't really die because it was an LCG. That one died because of a whole lot of weird story, that game. You should go look it up sometime. Because I'm not the one who should be telling it. I don't know it well enough. But, yeah, LCGs are objectively a nicer way to play a game. A more balanced way, even, because you know everyone's going to have the same pool of cards. But then, without being collectible, you lose easy drafting. You can draft an LCG. It's just a bit more work. This is, for some reason, like I think LCG should stick around, but the market is telling me from, as a very new consumer at least, that the market doesn't seem to want them very much, and I think that's a shame. But yeah, anyway, I'm just gonna idly organize some of these cards while I'm talking. Let's just do some Q&A. I gotta alphabetize these because I'm a lunatic. The W is the last of the battle cards in the set, by the way. We're not ending on a Z or a V this time. Unicron Supreme says the Keyforge is the newest hotness. Yeah, it seems like it's moving a lot of product at the very least. And yeah, it's not even LCG. Keyforge is like an inverse LCG in that you're buying a deck at a time, but the decks are completely randomized, and they're all generally supposed to run evenly. I think Keyforge is really fascinating. I kind of wish it wasn't so common to hear people say, just bought my 25th deck, because I feel like that's almost artificially making the game successful in a way. And also, what the heck? Like, I have 12 Keyforge decks, and I feel like I don't even know well enough yet the difference between them, so I've gone cold turkey on Keyforge until I play out a whole bunch with those decks to find out what they all do, even. Wreck and Roll, if I was at Origins, what team would I have run? I probably would... If I had all the data that I have now, with Wave 2, I would have run my Presidency deck. It's a King Starscream deck that, via the sideboard, transforms into an Optimus Battlefield Legend deck. And the idea is, Optimus is in the sideboard so that you start the game with this King Starscream deck, and if your opponent cannot deal with it, you just go. If your opponent plays Security Checkpoint and System Reboot, then you say, okay, King Starscream ain't going to work. I'm going to put OPBL in, put in this package of 10 cards that turns this into an OPBL deck, and that would be my plan, I think, for Origins. It seems like it's the one where I could scare people the most, because sideboards are so new, so I'd be using sideboards to terrify more than I would be tactically. Oh, in the top 2, I would have told Aaron I need him to quickly run outside and do an interview with someone, and then immediately go sit down and say, can you start the clock, please? My opponent does not seem to be here. Hoopla, hello! That tactic scared you, yes. Kyle Rothfuss, would I ever do a tutorial video for TFTCG? I started writing one, and then we were going to get caught up on Siege, and Siege debuted new mechanics. So I'm going to write one. I'm going to start writing one for everything up till now. And then hopefully I can just finish making, because I really want to do one. There are good how to play videos. Wreck and Roll, for instance, have one. There are plenty of them. I just want to do one less to be the one you watch, and more just because I really want to try doing one. But yes, I would really like to do one. It's just I want to do one that's got like swooshing, like that one podcast I put up with all the swooshing card images. And I want to make it all encompassing, which is probably going to be how it never ends up getting made. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try to make it. Jeremy Lemmings, what's my favorite CCG combiner? This is going to sound crazy. Volcanicus. I ran Volcanicus once. I'm not even doing a thing I said I was going to do. I ran Volcanicus once because I was totally on board with the whole community going like, yeah, he does not seem to work. So I was like, I'm going to play him once so that I know the bicycle memory of how this runs, and then that'll be that. I ran him, and I didn't win a lot, but then as I was running that deck, I was like, wait a second, I'm starting to see a thing in here, and I'm kind of digging it. And it's kind of my favorite combiner to run right now. I figured I'm running it a lot like the Sentinels in that Volcanicus is not the goal, it's just an alternate win con. But it's more that it's a 3-bot strike team who can do a full team heal if I draw into stuff properly. So I built the deck to draw into I Still Function. And only once has that not worked out right, and that was just pure bad luck. I had all my draw cards, I kept playing them, I kept drawing cards. If I drew 3 cards, I Still Function was 4 cards away. If I drew 2 cards, it was 3 cards away. Without fail, through 2 cycles. Hoopla was there. I was playing against him. And so I was like, in that scenario, the deck doesn't work. But also, that scenario is, in my opinion, legitimate just bad luck. And there's nothing you can do about it if it happens. I still like the deck a lot. Silver League, do some deck profiles. I really want to do some Wave 2 deck profiles, but I just feel like there's no point right now. Now that we're caught up, I'd rather just go in when we're synced with the Americans and the Europeans and Australians. So I'm going to try to do it for the first Siege deck that I really get into. Although I'm going to update my Nemesis and King Starscream Presidency deck first as well. I'm going to do those updated with these cards along with trying to make a deck out of these, and then if one of those ends up solidifying first, I'll try to do one of those. What super rare in Siege am I most looking forward to getting? Shockwave, 100%. I love Wave 1 Shockwave and never found a deck that he really worked in consistently, and that's bothered me for, just under a year now? So I'm now that I can do double Shockwaves, now there's more Shockwave support, I really want to do it. Also, I want to try a Shadowplay deck using this Optimus, because I want to do Shadowplay that is not just an Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend deck. That's what I realized about my original Shadowplay. The more I played it, it was just it was too wide OPBL, and Shockwave is the other guy, and you couldn't really get them to bounce off each other. You were just kind of picking one, and I want something that synergizes a bit more now that I've had a taste of synergy. What I'd also recommend, by the way, if you do have a regular play group and everyone's running their own things, my throat's getting kind of dry. Was I talking a lot? I don't know. I tried making a basic orange aggro Sentinels deck, and it was very powerful. I don't really want to run it a lot because it was rude powerful, but it's good to play some of those decks just so you know how they run. There's a WF at TCG coming up I have to edit, but then this happened, which is recording with Aaron right after he got back from Origins, and we kind of identified. I genuinely believe Aaron would have placed, I think, top 8 if he had a regular play group in his area, which he simply does not. And so a lot of Aaron's matches, I feel he had to spend at least part of, if not most of the first round, just getting used to the opponent's deck. And so the more you play, even if they're decks you don't like, if you just play them once so you see how they run from this end of the table, then you're prepared at least. Like you're not completely blind to, you're not operating on what you heard about it, you know? So just like give them a try, you know? That's what I would recommend. Okay, these are the uncommons, so this is going to be a bit more sorting. Let's keep talking. Hang on, I'm going to beverage up so I stop getting all crackly throat while we're doing this. By the way, I should ask you, I just saw something Danny Rare is posting about Thundy-Cracker? Good old Thundy-Cracker. Here in Toronto, not to put Hoopla on the spot, Thundercracker is kind of our OPBL. In the Toronto downtown area, Thundercracker has ended up being one of the scariest characters to see across the table, because, you know, he's good. but a lot of people figured out a lot of different decks with Thundercracker in them. Have any of you guys who are playing discovered that? Because I feel like I don't see a lot about Thundercracker, and I'm starting to wonder, is that like the Toronto meta's trademark? Is the spooky Thundercracker? Because yeah, Hoopla likes some of that Thundercracker, and I hate it. I love it, but also I hate it. Because it's like, Thundercracker is also small enough that you can fit him alongside another scary character, and then the first time you play against one of Hoopla's Thundercracker setups, it's just like, do I go at Thundercracker? I think I do, but I know that I'm supposed to go at one of the other ones. If I leave Thundercracker alone, though, then I'm dead. Because Thundercracker just comes soaring in with this ridiculous quintuple brainstorm somehow, even though you can't have that many copies of it in the deck. The 6 is for Toronto and also C. I get it. Thunder 6, Wrath 6, Kerr. I get it. Fireflight, Wave 2B, and Thunder... I feel... No, you weren't running Fireflight, Hoops, but... Thundercracker. Yeah, Wreck and Roll. Fireflight, Wave 2B, and Thundercracker. Just... more and more actions. Just play lots of actions. Make Thundercracker terrifying. Oh, man. I mean, I went to Thundercracker when I did my Wave 2 Skywarp deck. It became Thunderwarp. It's Skywarp, Thundercracker, and Flame War. Just blowing stuff up and recurring bolt of lightning. Fuel cache, full loader. You go after. I'm looking at the numbers sometimes. Don't judge me. Anticipation Engine is card number 1, FYI. That's how you use your Shockwave deck. Danny Rares, make Shockwave the bait, and then Thundercracker hits hard. Eric's got a question for everyone. If you won that tournament where you get to make your own card, what would you make? That's gonna... You know what? Future listener, viewer, you should head into the comments and drop your thoughts on that as well. Also, extra points if you're the bold person who says, I would have them make Optimus Prime. Because I want to receive abuse. By the way, don't abuse someone if they pick a character you think is not good. Anything but Spree. You know what? Abuse Aaron. Aaron does deserve abuse. Go at him. He just said something terrible. Like, y'all are like, oh, you said you didn't like King of the Monster. Aaron, in the meantime, is just like, anything but Spreem. Because Aaron's like, I love to slap kids. I love to take a lollipop and lick it once and then put it into a sandbox and then hand it to a friend rewrapped. Hi, I'm Aaron. I love to chocolate dip Brussels sprouts and tell people that they're truffles. I'm trying to think of more things to say Aaron does, but I'm also trying to alphabetize cards. That's right, Spreem will have pink and mauve pips. And you know what? Omega Spreem promo card will introduce the Chartreuse pip. Silver League says Rid Scourge or Skybite. Skybite would be fun. I'd love to see Skybite, also because that one demographic, that one sub-demographic in the niche that is the TCG community, who absolutely don't want to see beasts, they would sit on a chair real angrily, is what they would do. Just sit in the chair in an audible huff. Like, I can't believe... The new Sam, it hid you for Neo ass just now. Alright, Aaron got it. Neon ass. Oh, I better hide that. That would be... We can't have people seeing the word neon. Not with ass. That's impossible. Remember that time I had a stream that I couldn't monetize because I put the word Boostershred in the title, that BotBot stream? And it was like, you can't this is unsuitable for advertisers. And then I changed the word Boostershred to, like, box opening. And then it was like, absolutely fine for advertisers. I'm like, I wish to meet the advertiser who specifically never wants to work with the word Boostershred. Because I thought I just made that word up. In before someone Googles Boostershred and I get in trouble again. This is how I organize my cards, by the way. I know there are people who hate doing this. I ended up being a Felicia Day. I really like sorting trading cards. I find it incredibly satisfying. It's not relaxing. It's just incredibly satisfying. It's Donald Engine 9. Oh yeah, Boostershred, my favorite trigger con. Good old trigger con Boostershred with the spring-loaded penis. I don't know. I got nothing clever for it. Battlefield scan. Compact shield. You're over here. So, I know what you're asking. Hey, Christopher Vangelis, what's your collecting goals with battle cards? Well, I'm glad you asked. I go for 6 copies of each battle card. 1 playset for the binder, 1 playset for the one playset for the pre-sleeved in purple sleeves binder, and 1 set for the pre-sleeved in purple sleeves box. So I have 2 complete playsets, so I can build lots of decks all the time simultaneously without having to, you know, take decks apart. Black Hawk Omega, yes, that's exactly how I sound. Yeah, I'm an impersonationist. That is one of my alternate vocations. Just don't tell me what I asked. I'll tell you what you asked. At a load of hoopla. That's right. I just said what your Twitter is. Yeah. That's right. Bolster, where are you? One other thing about this wave, there's only 64 battle cards, and then there's this like small character. I think this is a wave where you're going to want to buy the rares and super rares character cards on the aftermarket. Buying a lot, I think two boxes is still fine if you're going for you know, lots of deck build like I am. I don't think you need to go over 2 booster boxes with this wave because A, you're going to be complete on these real fast, whatever you do. But B, you're going to be at least 1 playset complete on these battle cards, I think, also really fast, because there are notably, there's almost 20 less of them. There's 17 less of them. Oh, it's almost alphabetized. Oh, yeah. Squish them like bug. I saw the other one there, so I moved it ahead in the queue. We don't do first and last out here. We do whatever in, whatever out. Yeah. Adam Edgman says Long Rack is not advertiser friendly. That is true. Also, I then stack them when I'm organizing cards, so the rares are on top, then the uncommon, alphabetized rares, and then alphabetized uncommons, and then alphabetized commons beneath. That is what happens. John Martin, how'd I get out of the hole with the voice? If I told you all of my secrets, I would not be an evil genius. I was just a voice actor in a fun audio production called A Voice from the Dark that a bunch of former Channel Awesome producers put together. Lewis Linkara on Twitter. No, Linkara9 on Twitter. I can't remember. Linkara on Twitter? Anyway, he ended up spearheading the thing. It was going to be... It was proposed by someone else whose name escapes me because I'm a terrible person. They had to step away for very legitimate reasons. Nothing drama-wise. It's just, you know, life gets you sometimes. And Lewis picked up the slack and then was a friggin' machine churning out that production. He wrote almost the entire thing. Linkara19 on Twitter. I was close. He wrote almost the entire thing. And he wrote it while working with a lot of people who were in it in order to have them in it in a way that they were satisfied with, which is in my opinion, buttload of work. And then, most of all, well, not most of all, next, set up recording sessions in groups so you could have that, you know, it's over voice over IP, so there's a limitation, but we were recording in like micro ensembles as best we could, which meant that the energy was high. You were not recording in a void. He was given some direction on the spot, which was nice. It didn't have to have a whole lot of like emailed or DM'd back and forth. And I got the time zone wrong and was like an hour and a half late to our recording session, and everything still ran just fine. So it was all good. Anyway, it was a pleasure to work on. I specifically did not try to be in it as me, because the quote-unquote in-character reviewer, whatever, Vangelis, was in the V-chats only, and almost nobody ever saw those. And I decided it would be selfish of me to try to foist all of the nonsense I've thought up for that individual onto someone who's trying to write something that has 20 plus other people in it. So right off the bat, I was like, I'm up for doing additional voices. And then there was a villain in it that I thought was really cool. So I said, hey, can I try voicing this fella? And then I got to voice a mad doctor, mad scientist. And, you know, that's a natural role for me that I really like doing. And it worked out. It was fun to do. It's 6 parts. It's kind of long. I don't know if it's going to be all of your guys' thing or not. Like, if it's your thing, you've probably already seen it. But I had a lot of fun working on it. I'm going to try to pull a few excerpts out to put into a vlog or something, talking about it. If I forget to do that and you liked it, please remind me to do that, because I still want to share some of that process. It was fun. I also really like audio dramas in general. I really like being in them. We did a really fun one that's still up on thecaperadio.com called Purple Passion. It's a superhero and a supervillain from City of Heroes who have this torrid affair, and then it all falls apart. And it was really fun to do. And you can still listen to that, but I love audio dramas. I really like voicing. Audio dramas for web productions, to me, are a real great way to do some voice work that is fun, that does not activate any kind of imposter syndrome-y stuff I'd get from the idea of actually working in real voice acting. So I enjoyed it. It's called A Voice from the Dark. It's up on several channels. Another nice thing that Lewis did is he doled out the video to everyone, so you could upload it to your channel if you wanted to in time. And he and many others have been retweeting everyone's stuff. So it's on Lewis's channel, which is Linkara, I'm guessing, or atop the fourth wall in here. Mars Girl has it up as well. Diamanda Hagen has it up. At least 1 or 2 other people have it up. Creature SH, I know you checked it out and you're big on everyone involved, so I know you could probably list everyone who's in there. Lehman, who plays HP Lovecraft, was in my recording session, because I was part of the kind of... Everyone got divided into sort of groups of 5 or 6, so that you wouldn't have, like, just a flood of characters as well. And, Lehman, who plays Lovecraft, he is a friggin' good voice actor, and he was really fun to be in the virtual room with. Dude has pipes and makes use of them. So here's the question. Does Dismantle come before or after Dismantling Claw? Comes before. I checked the numbers. I always get messed up on this stuff. But, it's 17 and 18. John Stamos of Full House fame asked, do I support gay pride? Yes, I do. I support pride in general. I mostly just retweet stuff, because I don't know good things to say, so I just do whatever they... signal boosting. I do that thing as much as I can. Smoke Thrower. Omega has it up as well. All right. Omega, by the way, has a really cool panel. I don't know if she has it up on YouTube. She did a really cool panel at Con Bravo last year about fandom psychology that I thought was utterly fascinating, and it somewhat informed some of the newer slides in my Why Do We Enjoy the Toy panels. It's really cool stuff. I don't know if it's up on YouTube, though, but if it is, it's worth checking out. Given that I am assuming we're all in some kind of fandom. Donald Engine 9, what am I looking forward to most TFCon Toronto this year? It's partly the TCG stuff, to be honest, because I want to play some TCG. Okay, your panel is up. Also, I want to know what panels I might be doing. I submitted a bunch. My friend Matt McNally also submitted a bunch, and we also submitted some that we both want to collaborate on, and hopefully we'll figure out what those all are before the day, so we can plan stuff out. But if there's a certain one I submitted that I really want to do, and it kind of needs some planning, so I hope I know whether or not it's in the schedule sooner than later. But it's the next chapter, not next chapter in Why Do We Enjoy the Toy, but what I'll say is it's called 8 Tips to Healthy Collecting, is what the panel is called, and I would really like to do that panel if I can. Silver League, no, I mean, I just submitted panels to TFCon. Con Bravo, I missed the panel submission deadline by a day, because I misremembered what the date was. So Con Bravo, I didn't get to submit any panels, unfortunately. I'm still going to be there. Going to work on a thing with someone. But I did not get to submit any panels. I might still sneak onto a panel. But I'm going to, if I'm not doing a lot of panels, I'm going to try to spend a lot of time in the tabletop room. Between this game, a couple other card games, and Monster Apocalypse, and potentially Kill Team, I'm hoping to get some tabletoping in at Con Bravo. But yeah, TFCon, looking forward to whatever panels we're doing, looking forward to playing some TCG with people, and I'm just looking forward to being around people. That's my favorite thing about TFCon right now, is panels, TCG, and doing stuff. Switzerland, good 11:42 p.m. over here. It's 11:40 a.m. where I'm at. 12-hour difference. Love the Ultraman review. Hope to see more from you, but no rush. Yeah, we got another review coming. Audio, I need to record the audio, but it's scripted, so it's going to be done as soon as I can overcome my dumb brain. It's going to be 3A's Blitzwing. I'm doing a review of it, because I did prototype playtime for 3A's Deluxe Bumblebee. Deluxe Blitzwing, I was told, it's on loan. It's 95% done, and so I'm making it a review, because it's so close to done, that'll even out how the close to done Bumblebee that was basically done was a prototype. I don't know. Anyway, my process doesn't make any sense. Silver League, if you got opinions on anime dubs through the ages, I have an opinion on the Gao dub that went unfinished. Hoopla says I'm going to beat you at TCG at TFCon, so look forward to ... losing. What? Nani? What? Who? Identify yourself, Kisama. Danny Rose, will I be going to TFCon DC in October? Probably not, unfortunately. Mostly because of the costs of travel and stuff, and some other things going on. It ended up, it's not feeling realistic. I'm not going to say definitely no, but I'm going to say more so than usual, probably not. Because I went to TFCon in LA. So I'm just not sure I can make it to that one. I am, however, also part of the reason why is I really want to go to PAX Unplugged this year. Whether or not I qualify, I want to go to PAX Unplugged this year. Because maybe someone who runs the social media account for a TCG game, and maybe someone who runs a content oh, I hate saying that. I must be tired. Someone who creates media about the TCG on YouTube, because calling it content is denigration of the art and craft. Anyway, Wreck and Roll and Transformers TCG on Twitter ganged up on me and said, come to PAX Unplugged. And then I was like, I really would like to go to PAX Unplugged, so I'm looking into going to PAX Unplugged, because they bullied me. TFTCG may actually help me not spend as much at TFCon this year. Yeah, like, I really hope there's just, I hope it's going to be like in LA where there's just a TCG room open and we can just have a place to go play the TCG. Because, yeah, it will also really help you avoid impulse spending in the dealer room for sure. Yeah, Pastor the Tabletop Manager at Con Bravo. You should do it, Silver League. Eric, how about Gen Con? I cannot afford the travel to Gen Con. Traveling to PAX Unplugged is way cheaper because it's farther away, and I would if I had to pick one, it would be PAX Unplugged. So I'm just going to focus on hopefully going to that. Yeah, Aaron's offered me tons of ways to stay near Gen Con. The only reasonable way to travel there would be to spend like a day and a half on a Greyhound bus, and I have done that once, going to New York Comic Con. And that experience has left me wanting to never do that again at an event where I wish to interact with other humans. It was not pleasant. I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy my time on Greyhound. You can tell them I said that. They won't care. Oh, good. So, hopefully we have a Transformers TCG table at Con Bravo. Con Bravo, by the way, is, I think, 2 weeks after TFCon in Hamilton, which is an hour bus ride away from... Actually, no, TFCon is almost on the way there, isn't it? Anyway, it's another, quote-unquote, Greater Toronto Area convention that's not actually in Toronto. And it's fun. It's a real easy convention for me to get to. I just take a Go bus over. A whole bunch of people I basically only see there are there, and it's really fun to go to. Nerds of the North, are you a Con Bravo goer? Have we met? Am I really screwing up here? That sounds vaguely familiar, Nerds of the North, but I don't know if I'm just seeing the word nerd and going like, I've heard the word nerd before. It's going to be like, we've been roommates. It's totally going to be like, we've been roommates, isn't it? I'm a terrible person. I'm not terrible. I should not be saying that today of all days. That is not a... You should not self-deprecate in a way that is truly harsh. It is unhealthy, even if you don't feel unhealthy about it in the moment. I never used to think that way until I read some things, and I was like, no, I guess you're right. And I do have this predilection towards self-deprecation, especially when in a live chatting medium. So I'm trying to catch myself on that. Not even so much for the damage it may do to me, which I honestly don't think really does anything, but it promotes the idea that, like, oh, you should just that should be the candor for everybody, and like it shouldn't. Okay, so yeah, don't believe so. You were a game runner at Com Bravo in 2015, 2016, running Pathfinder and 40k. Cool. I recently got back into 40k, except not really. I got into Kill Team, and so far it's just been collecting models and starting to paint them. But I like Kill Team because of the fact that it is so contained. And when I was a little kid in grade 7, I was into 40k through high school, and then it ended abruptly. And I never liked painting lots of the same model, which I think means that the quiet Kill Team plan Games Workshop has of, like, quietly getting you to buy almost a whole army. So, oh, just get another couple boxes, I have a whole army, I should get into 40k. Never going to happen with me, at least with Tyranids, because I painted 6 Hormagaunts, and I felt like I hit my limit for that color scheme. And I know for fact, if I was going to try to turn my Tyranids into a 40k army, I'd be painting another, like, 24 Hormagaunts, and that is never going to happen, my friends. Not in this lifetime. Unless I get paid for it. Then I guess if someone was like, I will give you $150. No, actually, no. $150, it's still like, no, it's gonna be too much time out of my day. If you don't mind me doing one wash with a contrast paint, then I'll take your $150. Oh, that's a bummer. 40. Yeah, that's also, the 40k seems to be a more volatile game than Kill Team right now. And Kill Team, even if they kill Kill Team, even if they kill Kill Team will still exist as this sort of contained variable skirmish game, and I really like the look of Kill Team Arena. I think it's going to have legs whether or not Games Workshop wants it to. You know, by the way, here's how Games Workshop lost me originally. I was there for Gorka Morka, and we had a local Games Workshop store in Victoria. I played a lot of Gorka Morka there, and it was the best time I ever had playing a tabletop that I could ever remember with miniatures. And then Games Workshop, as they do, when Gorka Morka ended, because it was one of the third games at the time, they summarily just tore the whole thing down and you know, kind of just never talked about it, never ran games of it there, never anything. And I was, like, in high school at the time and not very social, and I was not brave enough to go find a group to play Gorka Morka with. And it's kind of really put me off Games Workshop at the time. I know that they are a much different company now. But that is my Games Workshop childhood story. It is true. Commons is always the drag of this. This is how I knew I liked sorting cards, or at least I didn't like sorting cards. I found it satisfying. Is sorting through scads of commons. Because I have, like, you know, this dupes box. It's like this big of commons, like, you know, and it's all alphabetized. So whenever I open one new booster pack and I'm like, I know all the commons are going in the dupe box, I know exactly where they slot into. It's all organized. It's all clean. Perfect. Unblemished. Symmetrical. There's nothing new in the chat on my end, so I'm just kind of going with this. Blemishless. Without fracture. Pristine. Thank you, for God's sake, Donald Engine 9. Thank you. I don't know how that one fell out of my head. Flawless. Wow. Sam, I too have been sorting cards. Admittedly, you can't really type when you're sorting cards. That is true. If you could type while sorting cards, I'd want to go all Wendigo. Just be like, I'm going to consume your flesh, take your power. Because, like, I want to know how to do that. Oh, yeah, Switzerland. This does not have to just be TFTCG talk. I'll talk about whatever. What are your thoughts on recent tokusatsu, Zeo, Resoldier, and Beast Morphers? So I haven't watched Resoldier at all. It looks neat. Sentai always looks neat, no matter what. But I haven't watched Sentai in a while. I just haven't really felt like watching that particular aesthetic. Beast Morphers, I've seen like a clip of, and it seemed pretty fun, but I haven't really sat down to watch it yet. Zeo, I am adoring. I really like Zeo. This is going to be another Shin Godzilla thing, by the way, if the right people are around, because I know a lot of people really don't like Zeo, but I really like Zeo. It has been the most love I've seen. This is just raw love for Kamen Rider in a show called Kamen Rider in a long time. Oh, my battle cards are all sorted. Hang on, let me just put this. Oh yeah. Oh, one booster box of alphabetically by rarity sorted battle cards. Ugh. Oh, hoops! You got here too late. I don't want to see people fighting. I got some disagreement when I said Shin Godzilla's best Godzilla. But you know what? That is not common, that viewpoint. A lot of people like the other Godzillas, and I acknowledge that. I also very confidently feel that I'm right. Oh, Sam, you got the Figure Eyes kits. Figure Eyes, like, kit building in general is something I'm trying to not do until I finish my or not even finish my backlog, until I touch my backlog. So I'm just kind of eyeballing them for now, but it sounds like they're pretty cool. Waveside, okay, Rider Time Ryuki. I'm going to tell you why I liked it, and why you're right. Rider Time Ryuki was fantastic as a nostalgia piece for a combination of Ryuki and Toshiki Inoue. It had a lot of really cool ideas, stellar performances, gasp moments, and then also was utterly tone deaf. Completely tried to consume its own elbow on the ending. And it was like, it was almost a parody of things that people get mad about with that writer's work. So I ended up liking it because I went in kind of just wanting that, because I did not feel it was going to be anything more than that at best. It's worth watching, but boy howdy. Boy howdy. It just does stuff. Rider Time Ryuki. It's interesting. Solid performances, especially with some of the stuff they were working with. Build those Gundam 00 kits. Guess what I put in my storage unit recently? Because I'm like, oh, if I want to build them, I'll just go get them anytime. I'm a mess. I'm going to start putting recycling into the booster pack box. Yeah, Rider Time Ryuki was not like the redemption of the writer. It was not, you know... It was not like, oh my god, this perfect coda to the Ryuki story. It was just cute. Like, for instance, the first time we see Zeo and Gates in it, suddenly, for the first time ever, a whole bunch of police are shooting at another rider. Because that always happens when Inoue writes stuff, is the police always fight monsters and then also hideously die a lot. Also, this another rider was just like racking up a body count. Rider Time Shinobi, I've still not watched yet, because I lost track of who was subtitling it. But I feel like I'm going to say I like Zeo more. I actually have no idea. I might like it more. I can't see that happening, because Zeo has brought me very specific joy in its specific context, and that context does not exist in Shinobi, as far as I know. Like, I suspect I'm going to feel like they're both really good, and also apples and oranges. Well, okay. Tangerines and mandarins. Apples and oranges is maybe a stretch. I mean, it literally is Rider Time Shinobi. It would be undue of me to say that's apples and oranges when it is quite literally an offshoot from an episode couplet in Zeo. The new Sam said the S word, and it got held for review. Show. There we go. I fixed it. I don't know. YouTube, right? Yeah. What a funny thing it is. Sam! Old potty mouth, the new Sam. Saying that cuss word, setting off YouTube's review filter. Wireless Phantom, I am going to get green light. I really want to get green light. I like that mold a lot, especially when it still has a combiner port. Okay, actually, okay, from what I understand, Chromia is not a retool of that mold. It's more a shared skeleton. It's all, like, she's basically a different toy that transforms the same way. But I like the Moon Racer mold a lot. So I would like a third one, and in fact, I'd like a fourth one, so I can just fully symmetricalize top to bottom Elita Infinite, or Orthia, I guess. I would like to complete Orthia, but who's the fourth limb on Orthia? That's what I'm saying. Where's our... Oh boy, I just looked up the name before this stream, and now I did a stream, and now the name's gone. Target Lancer. Signal Shot. Lancer, okay, I was about to say Butt Pooper, and it was just gonna go places, but okay, we got it. Good old G1 Butt Pooper. I shouldn't say the next part. The next part is good old G1 Butt Pooper from the Fecal Masters, because I am a child! Anyway, that's all there was to that. Nothing clever. I was just me saying poop, and it was me saying fecal, because they go together. That's all that was. Nothing else. Sorry. Spoilers. The joke is as thin as this piece of plastic. Donald says butt pooper, target master to ball smasher, or whatever was said before. Body parts verb. Any third-party robos I'm excited for? I really want to see how the X-Transbots Menasor turns out. It's the one that has caught my interest the most. I'm not saying it's necessarily the best one, it's just the one that's connected with me the most right now. I want to see the end result of it, now that they're so close. I want to handle some of that New Age stuff that isn't just the Bumblebee, because I've been hearing it's all great. I really want to see Magic Square's next wave of releases, because I think they're my favorite third-party small stuff company right now. That's right, Wave Sign. Autobot Noun Blast. Wireless Phantom, I have like 3 Mugenbeins or 4 Mugenbeins back in the West Coast. In fact, my very first review that none of you saw was of the Mugenbein thing where it was that set of 2 blackish ones that turned into a big beetle. I shot this way overly long review of it that had this way overly long bit at the end where I was standing in a very dark room, you couldn't see me, and I was trying to explain what my YouTube channel is going to be about, and I nixed the entire video and made the Starscream one about a week later. So I never ended up making... It was Mugen Hercules, I think? Anyway, that was my first review, and none of you have ever seen it, and I don't know where the tape is. It's somewhere on the West Coast. There's a tape with that review on it. It was terrible. It was god-awful. There was literally no lighting, and I was in a basement, like, living room. You couldn't see anything. And then I also had, like, 2 or 3 other Mugenbeins, but I never ended up collecting Mugenbein. Oh, Sam, you've been buying everything from Boris. Excellent. Ooh, New Age greater than Magic Square. We'll see. I feel like New Age and Magic... This is how I feel about New Age and Magic Square. Probably absolutely comparable, but I feel like Magic Square is more expensive and you're getting what you pay for. New Age is more affordable and you're getting bang for your buck. If that makes any sense. I say that as someone who has not handled any New Age toys since the Bumblebee, though, so bear that in mind. Have I considered getting Torworld's Bulldog or any other World War I line? I want that whole line, but I don't know how I'm going to actually afford that. So I'm just kind of playing it by ear right now, but I think that stuff's really interesting. Vision for the channel for the rest of 2019. I would really like to get back into having at least a video a week, starting like yesterday. I basically, you can't tell, but I moved my entire filming setup out of my bedroom and into my living room by a window by the balcony so that it would be more open over here and be less crowded, and it is helping. I just have a very messy apartment I need to clean up more. But I really want to... there's like a how do you put this? There's like a really huge ball of sticky snot in my brain, and it's making it hard for me to do anything, and I hate it. So I really want to get back into a flow of just making videos and not worrying about the order in which I make them. That is, I've talked about this before. I get so hung up on doing videos in the right order. And I need to stop, and I need to stop caring if someone says, hey, you didn't do this, this, or this. I just got to ignore it. Because, like, the next review I'm putting out is 3A Blitzwing, and I'm completely getting my history wrong. That one is almost, I just have to basically assemble it, which I haven't done yet. The one I need to shoot next is I want to do Siege Optimus next, because I just think it's a good toy. So that's the next one I want to do. But yeah, I want to have, like, just more videos coming out. Also, because then I will make more income off of YouTube, which would be nice too. Because generally, I want to do me, and I don't want to rush anything. That's all absolutely right. But also, I want to just put stuff out, because I'm realizing, like, yes, it is good to make very polished productions, but I'm still having a lot of trouble organizing myself to do less polished things in between the polished ones, so that for people who only follow me on YouTube, I don't disappear for a month or two. I'm trying to realize and remember, not everyone listens to the podcast, and certainly not everyone follows me on Twitter. Because I always see these things of like, oh, you're alive! And I'm like, I tweet literally every day. They don't follow me here. And I missed a bunch of things. Hang on a second, I'm going to scroll up. What are your thoughts, Rail Racer, on Toy World's upcoming Boost and Drop Shoot, Shatter and Drop Kick? I don't have any experience with any of their movie stuff. Their movie Prime, like the version 2 of it looks interesting, but DX9's is just so categorically up my alley. I don't really want to bother unless I see something that really captures me on a tactile level. I'll look into how theirs turn out, but I'm a lot more interested, not DX9, sorry, Unique Toys. I'm a lot more interested in a Unique Toys take, just because whoever their movie person is that they've hired is a genius of conversion design with flow, and that's what I really want to see. If Toy World's Shatter and Dropkick have got flow to their transformations, I will be interested, for sure. And yeah, Donald Engine 9, I have heard Bulldog is incredible. I saw on Dime Shock's Facebook, they just had a photo show up of Bulldog with the Build-A-Figure part. I'm super bummed out that is a Build-A-Figure, but if it is parts packed in with, say, 5 different molds, then I'm, I guess, down for it. Magic Square's God Jinrai retool of Ultra Magnus. It's cute. I think it's less God Jinrai, more G1 Optimus with armor on. It's not that interesting to me, but 90% of their designs are so insanely engaging on transformation for me that I am really... They have not lost me whatsoever yet. They'd have to, like, let me down, like, 3 times in a row for me to kind of, like, fall away from them like I did with Warren Pocket, or... Like, I ended up kind of starting falling away from Iron Factory, although that was also partially just the fact that when I was not buying many toys, they also then released, like, 5 toys, and now I'm, like, just in a rut. I'm like, I don't know where to pick them up. And also, Iron Factory, I should say, when they do a toy I like, I adore it. When they do a toy I'm not as into, like their Overlord, I really don't like it. And so it's always very up and down for me with Iron Factory. Technically, Wave Sign, I don't know if they're ever going to re-release the Warren Pocket Seekers, because those things got knocked off to hell and back. They made someone mad, because I've seen like 3 different knockoffs of those out in the market now. I feel like they just end up losing money trying to do another production run on them, unless they like tweak the mold or something. Ten Tails, you're trying to get a Mechamorphosis game rolling, and people have trouble with the character generator. You link them to my vids and say, watch how they transform and imagine your brain. I hope you can get that rolling. That seems like tabletop RPG Transformers seems really fun. Admittedly, I think tabletop RPG is really fun as an improv storytelling device, more so than a series of mechanics with a win-loss mechanic. With a win-loss factor. That's like, I really want to play Lasers and Feelings. I really want to play Fiasco. So I'd really like to play a Transformers thing where it's kind of like that. That's not to say that you know, a mechanics game would not be in service of that. It's just that is like very much how I lean. In Donald Engine 9, Bulldog's first release didn't come with a Build-A-Figure part. Now they're releasing him in a different color scheme with one of the Starscream arms, which tells me at least one colorway of Starscream is going to be a Build-A-Figure. I'm sure one of the other 2 colorways are going to be standalone. Just catching up on things. Switzerland, hope you get back in the swing of things. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I feel you. New Age Datsuns, 30. I'm glad that they're perfectly tolerant for the most part. Because how many colorways are they on that on between the? Sorry, I'm mixing up the Datsun together with the Martini, the Jazz. But the Porsche and the Datsun, boy howdy, how many colorways are out for those? I'm kind of trying to figure out which one I want. Without just like giving into my inhibition, or giving into my lack of inhibitions, is getting all of them. 30 Magic Square Prime. Do you mean the big one or the little one? I have the big one and I like it, but I really want to see that thing in little form. That's really exciting to me. John Henford, I do want to get the Iron Factory DJD because I loved Iron Factory's Bruticus take. I think that they really get, regardless of being small, I think they really got how to do a combiner that feels like an action figure when it's combined, which is often missing with third-party combiners, I feel. So I really want to see how that one turns out, especially since it is kind of it's two members of the combiner are kind of just weapons, right? So I want to see how that turns out. That's Phantom of the KOs. What are my opinions on upgrade kits like DNA Designs? I like upgrade kits. I think DNA Designs does some really good ones. I love the one they did for my Devastator that's in a box over there right now. I've fallen behind a lot of the other ones because I'm like, again, this is me having to stop worrying about this. I don't want to get an upgrade kit for a figure I haven't made a video for yet, because if I put an upgrade kit on it, then I'm like, well, then I have to take it off to make a video for it. It turns into a whole stupid thing. Unicron Supreme, you still talking with Seth? Absolutely not. I'd never talk with a man from California. Not once. Ever! Like, I think I tweeted him, like, just the other day. If y'all like the podcast, people, you should follow us all on Twitter. That's what I'll say. But no, there's also, like, a closed miniatures group that we're both in on Facebook. And I was just sharing pictures of my Hormagaunts I just painted on there. I also shared them on Twitter. I did not know there was an Wavesign. I was not aware there was a low-key advertisement on Random Seekers with the Usurper Ghost box. I did not keep up very much with Warren Pocket, I admit. Legends Magic Square Prime. Okay, I really want that thing, because it looks like it's just the big one, but smaller, and to me, that is infinitely more interesting. Metra Nui, you're the first reviewer to talk about Siege cards before Siege toys. That's because I'm a trailblazer. In fact, here, I can do it because he's right here. Hang on a second. Hang on. Is he right here? Or did I put him over there? I thought he was right here. Where is he? There you are. Right by my Black & Decker power drill. I can do a size comparison between General Optimus Prime and General Optimus Prime. Size comparison. I did it. Yeah, Kaon and Voss are weapons for the combined mode. Yeah, so that makes me really interested in that combined mode, because it's not a 5-team combiner to form the biped, and thus it is more interesting to me than if it was like another Scramble City team. I'm curious. Yeah, Wireless Phantom. I'm curious if because I mean they did one redeco on the Bruticus, albeit an obvious one. I am curious if they would do a redeco on that one to just make it a giant Tarn, or at least like a giant like stealth Tarn or something. I'm holding these here so that the video serves a purpose. You can see them wiggle. When am I going to do a review of the folding car? I did a whole... My man! There's a whole thing! I folded the cards 100 million billion times. I'll fold them more. You watch. I'll fold them more. Speaking of Fans Toys Maverick, which one is Maverick? Is he the breakdown? Fans Toys names all end up sounding the same to me. I was very wrong. Maverick is Silverbolt. Oh boy. I was very wrong. I have no interest in that toy right now, unless it does something amazing with the transformation. I'm generally not really into Fans Toys stuff, unless the transformation is not, unfortunately, kind of the usual thing. That's why I like Road King. Their Motor Master interests me, because he is doing a transformation thing that's very unique, and I watched a whole bunch of videos of him, and it seems like he actually has flow to his transformation. So whoever... I'm like, did you all finally pay whoever made Phoenix to make another toy for you? Because you should have been doing that more often, y'all. Transformations. Well, here, I'll transform this Optimus while I'm talking, and then we'll compare them. You want the whole intro with funny voices, points of articulation. We'll see about that, Eric. We'll see. Dynamite Maximize. Didn't realize I was streaming. When I pull any big ones. No, actually, for characters, I got some cool stuff in this box. I only got 3 rares and no super rares, so I got the lower end of the ratio on this box, unfortunately. I pulled General Optimus Prime and Needle Nose and Skywarp. I did, I think, go complete, or am I missing one on the little guys? And I might have gone complete on the battle cards. I have to flip through them. What was I doing? I need to remember how this transforms anyway if I'm ever going to make myself film it. So, you know, we're here for the process. But yeah, Fans Toys Motormaster, the only thing about him that looks a little squidgy is there's a part where you have to get all those tires to go through a fairly specifically sized space in his back. And it seems like sometimes it'll work, and on some of them it maybe doesn't work as well. And I'm kind of like, and no one will ever agree with this, I think his tires should have been hard plastic so that they would always go through the hole on every copy. Because being rubbery, you know, silicone-y or whatever they use for the squishy tires means that they grip onto stuff. And apparently, I know more than one person told me that those things gripping onto stuff is the biggest problem with the transformation on some copies of the figure. Just because they just keep the tires just keep catching things. And I'm like, they should have been hard plastic tires. But then everyone would be like, but then they're not rubber tires and it's terrible. And I'm like, I know. I don't fit in. I'm the Maverick. Did you hear what the Maverick said? He hates rubber tires. Scum. Oh, wait. It's easier to do this. I always forget to do this until it's not easy to do anymore. Little flippity things. Wave sign. Also, hopefully Jazzwares will eventually release their Cuddle Team leader figure as a single figure and not lock it to a 4-pack. If you mean the little one, I mean, maybe they will. I can't really predict the Fortnite lines. I don't know. I'll be surprised if that figure comes out in pink in a, you know, standalone package. I feel like they have so many designs to make toolings of. Not saying I don't want it to happen. I think I'll be surprised if it does. Who do I think is going to be the big card of the... Was Starscream the big card of... Because I guess super... I mean, those were super rares. But, like, Wave 1, Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend, I think has had a bigger effect than Nemesis overall. Nemesis ended up kind of being his roommate, secretly. Once everyone realized, wait, Optimus is the actually scary thing here. Nemesis kind of didn't fall to the wayside, but you don't hear as much about Nemesis anymore. And Starscream, I feel like out of Wave 2, the Sentinels and the aerial bots became a scarier thing than Starscream was, from what I've been reading anyway. So from Wave 3, I honestly don't know, because some of the United characters, like you know, your Runamuck and Runabout, your Firecons, they could be things. I feel like there's legs on this guy. Super Rare Megatron could have some legs. Secret Actions, I think, makes it a lot harder for me to sort of predict stuff for Wave 3, because I don't know yet how Secret Actions affect the game as I know it. If that makes any sense. Windblade, I've not seen anyone do much with her. Like I said, you know, she shows up in some decks here and there, but like I don't hear a lot about Windblade. Like, she's the super rares are always going to be expensive, but as far as being like cards that change the game, it's not always necessarily the same thing, if that makes any sense. Who did I vote for in the War for Cybertron 2020 poll? I abstained because Omega Spream was not an option, which means that poll is a farce, and I sat it out. I always forget the order on this part. There is an order, and I always get it wrong. This is what it looks like, by the way, when I haven't messed with the toy for a bit, and I'm not editing the transformation sequence. It's just an embarrassment, this... Who does he think he is? Who does this man think he is? This Canadian. That's what Aaron would say. He'd be like, "Ah, the Canadian," in that trademark Aaron voice, those dulcet Aaron tones you all know and love. Da, airplanes. Da, helicopters are real. Da. Is Aaron still here? I didn't pay attention. Is he gone? Is he gone to bed? I think he's gone to bed. Oh yeah, it's after midnight. He's probably gone to bed. Silver League made a deck for her. Legendary Hunter's deck. Plug. I'm guessing you have a video up for... No, yeah, didn't I? I think I watched your video. You have a video for that, right? Or is my brain substituting things in place? We'll find out. Donald Engine 9. I was in character as Aaron K. Axsmith when I said that. That was not me out of character. That was... what's that thing they always would say with those in-character review things? That was in character, all right? That wasn't me. Akan Lord, any plans for more chill formations? Those are cool. Yeah, I thought up a way to do chill formations differently, and I want to do it. My what do I call it? My brain snot. It got clogged up in that. But the first one I want to do, she's right here, is going to be for the Ocular Max RC. I want chill formations to turn into a thing where I say more about transformations than what I write for the review, because I have come to learn, like, good transformations with flow in that gradient, be it complex or simple, are kind of my bag. And this is one of the best transformations on the entire market, third party or otherwise, right now. And so I want to make chill formations into a thing where I want to keep it chill, so I don't want to start yelling. But I want it to be a thing where I just transform the figure back and forth once or twice and just do commentary on the transformation rather than critical review or instruction. Yeah, Ocular Max Azalea, I have messed with both. I had Rouge, not mine, it was someone else's, but I had a Rouge on hand for about a week, and I think Rouge kind of sucks. And I think that this is a categorically better figure, whose hips are slightly more greebly. I'll just say it before someone else does. But Rouge's transformation is like 3 decent acts, but the parts between the acts suck. There's nothing happening. It's just like, okay, transformation, step 1. Okay, if transformation is 3 acts, Act 1 is great. The transition to Act 2 is like... Act 2 is pretty great. Transition to Act 3 is... Then Act 3 is okay. And so it's just like, Rouge could have been good, but then they just... Whoever worked on it, it felt like just gave up on figuring out how to get from Act 1 to 2 and Act 2 to 3. And it bothered me a lot. Especially because Rouge does not have a waist joint due to that transformation that is not very good. And if Fans Toys know their audience, and I'm sure they do, a lot of hardcore Fans Toys folks are the sorts who are like, I transform it once and leave it in robot mode. Why then, for that demographic, would you make a robot mode with hindered articulation for a transformation that is both not very good and that will barely be engaged with? It really irritated me in a way that, like, made people look at me funny. So I'm like, yeah, it's a lot of it's my taste too. But yeah, I just think this is a better toy on just about every level. Except I will completely agree when people say, but the hips are more greebly. I'm like, yes, they are more greebly hips. You are correct. Anyway, there's like a little, it's not a moth, it's like a little bug who flew in through my balcony doors open a crack because it's kind of warm, and it's like just flitting right in front of my face a whole bunch of times. Anyway, I was talking about chill formations. New chill formations I want to do are, no, I told you about it, didn't I? Yeah, I want to do like commentary as I transform the thing in a far calmer tone than how I'm talking right now. So that's the thing I want to do. This is actually another one I'd really like to chill formations because, well, obviously you just saw me forgetting how the order works here. I think this transformation is pretty impeccable, and it does have flow if you remember specifically if that comes before that, I believe. And just a couple toys that have such good flow to their transformations. I'd like to, in long form, without worrying about being succinct, just talk about it for a bit. So that's me. I probably missed a whole bunch of chat while I was yelling. Dinobot Maximize. Weijang RC, I believe, is the upscaled of the Generations RC. I don't want to just default to thinking Weijang would do upscale, because I know that they have some really cool original ideas that they don't really get to act upon very much. Unchill formations would probably physically damage me after about 3 of them, so I probably shouldn't. Do I have a preferred COG Prime configuration? I haven't really done much with COG and Prime, because I did a whole bunch with Prime and Shockwave, because I love Shadowplay. And I put some pictures of that up on Twitter. I haven't, they were from a couple months ago now, I think. Commentary on the Unicorn Gundam transformation to Destroy mode. I still don't... Everyone was like, oh, you're gonna hate transforming that Verka, and I was like, it's not like it's a great transformation, but I thought it was fine for a Gundam from 07, 08. I'm not gonna, like, die on a hill for it, I refuse to, but... Oh, right, the Wei Zhang RC was called Al C, because, you know, that whole aesthetic. Okay, so it's 12:22. This stream is, well, let's do another 5 minutes. It won't be an even 3 hours. Fun ideas for V-Builds. So I mentioned this earlier in the stream. Someone else asked about them. I really want to produce V-Build 100. Because it's the next one. And I shot it like 2 years ago at the YouTube space. I'm really sold on the idea. I did all the voicing for it already. But the main footage is not very good. And the thing that I V-Built, I don't know where it is now. Because it's the kind of thing that's thin enough to just get lost in a bookshelf. And I don't know where it ended up. So I got to figure that out, I think. But yeah, other than that, after that, if I feel like doing V-Builds, it's going to be done like this. It's going to not be shot with my DSLR. It'll be done like these streams, just with my phone. Because it seems like, aside from getting kind of warm, my phone, like, is actually not bad for streaming on here. And the end result doesn't look terrible when I have all the lights on. One of the big bugbears for V-Builds was editing them afterwards, because they're always so long. So if I can just do them like this, so they're always live... That's how I'll proceed with V-Builds, I think. Oh, something else I really want to do on here, which I know I've said like 4 times I really want to do, and I've started and stopped doing it many times. I'm going to really try to make myself remember to pull excerpts out of podcasts that are about Transformers news and put them up on here in isolation. So soon I will have 2 podcasts in which we talked about Masterpiece Lio Convoy. I want to pull the excerpts out of both of those and put them together and put them up here, because I figured out how to make my render times on podcasts in video form go way down. It seems like a way to have the news exist on here without just figuring, like you know, basically repeating myself by myself. Then it's making use out of podcasts that I'm already putting together. So that's the thing I really want to do, and I keep forgetting, because my time management skills are horrible. In case y'all haven't already noticed. Well, okay, did I miss anything else? Another Ultra Act box. I never ended up getting another one of those. I almost bought one off Mandarake once years ago. That would have been really stupid. Oh, Dinobot Maximize, I feel really bad for you. You had more players near you to play. Closest players that do official stuff is 2 hours away. Like, I know Aaron is in that position. P.A. Ben on Twitter was saying he's in that position. Like, there's no one to play the game with in his area, and it's heartbreaking, because I'm like, man, it's just, it is the struggle of a non-Big 3 card game, and, you know, there's, like, I'll always plug it. Wreck and Rule have a great pair of videos on how to build a community, but, like, building a community is not just something you can do if you put your mind to it. I think it does take a certain personality type to be able to do that. And it sucks, you know, if you're just stuck without anyone to play with. Because I'm like, yeah, I can't just tell you, oh, you should just pick up more of the game. Because, like, you know, if you can't play the game, you're not getting the game out of it. And you're just collecting trading cards. And maybe that's satisfying, but the game is so good. Am I getting Siege Red Wing? Maybe. I'm not in a rush, really, to get the Pulse exclusives, because Pulse shipping to Canada still sucks. I guess that's what we get for that one, you know, when Siege Wave 1 came out and their codes glitched and we got free shipping to Canada. I think we're going to pay for that for a long time. What's my favorite card from my collection? Probably... Oh, man. I don't know. Right now, I really like King Starscream because I'm having good times with that deck. As far as just like physical card, I guess like Squish 'em like bugs. I'm really into. It's Sarah Peter Durocher art. It's Ultra Magnus being a monster. Like it's a good combination of things. Yeah, Dinobot Maximize Aaron. Yeah, he's not in here anymore. But Aaron has been. He's not giving up. He has been trying like mad to get that game running at his local, like one of his local stores. And it is like trying to dig up a diamond in an empty, muddy river ditch, and he is still trying, but like he's just not, the hook is not hitting a fish, you know, and it sucks. It really bums me out hearing that, because it is a genuinely good game. I think at this point I'll stand by that. It's a genuinely good tabletop game, and it is so far getting better with each release. Maybe getting more complicated with each release, but it is building on itself really well. I don't know what YOL means, so, you out later, Marcel Hardinger? Silverly, knowing more than the one guy who should be in the spearhead of it, that's a bummer. Lizard Spherix, think they'll ever make Grand Maximus once all the other Titans are released? I suspect that that's certainly on the table, but I also suspect that we're not, I don't even think we're necessarily going to get, like, a Titan a year. I don't think that they want, like, I think they said in one of our podcasts that they don't really want to commit to a pattern of those kind of box products. Because that would end up stifling what they can, creatively work on. I like that they left themselves the opening with height advantage being for Titans and not Metroplex specifically. I think Grand Maximus is probably, he's definitely going to be after Fort Max if he happens. Dinobot Maximize, do I know a site or anything with a listing of who the artists are for what cards? Yes. I don't have it handy. There is a Google Doc that someone on the main Facebook group, the TFTCG group, has shared at least twice when I post the podcast there, because on the podcast I always mention I'd love to see it if someone's doing it, and now twice. The second time, he very generously was like, yes, in fact, I think I told you about this already. I'm like, yep. Actually, no, he didn't say that. That was me filling in the gaps, because he was very generous and didn't even say that part. But go on to, if you can, on Facebook, it's called The Transformers Trading Card Game, as opposed to Transformers Trading Card Game. The easiest way I could say, and I'm not trying to self-plug, but, look for WTF at TCG, whatever the one, the organized play interview with Drew Nolosco. In the comments should be a link to that Google Doc. Anybody hoping Hasbro does Micromaster bases and playsets? I think it would be cool to see their take on it. I suspect that if you were to ask a Hasbro person on a show floor, they'd probably say, we are. It's called Omega Supreme. The Facebook is called The Transformers Trading Card Game. It's the one that starts with the. That's the fan-run one. Just finishing up my drink. You know when you drink a drink and your throat's kind of dry? Like, a little flap or something in the back of your throat, you feel physically something in your throat move, but then, the only thing your brain thinks is, you just swallowed an entire housefly. Just happened to me. There's no houseflies in here, so it's ridiculous. There's just that little thing that was buzzing around, but, I looked, it's not in here. Oh, you heard that. I hit the bottom of the glass. I finished it. We did it. Anyway, I should probably move towards closing up, because now we've hit half past midnight Eastern time. I'll just start saying, I was drinking Coke Zero. No one could have predicted that. I'll just start saying my thank yous. Thank you for tuning in. If you're in the future, thanks for watching this archive video. I'm guessing you had it on while you were trying to fall asleep, and And well, I've ruined it for you because I'm trying to talk really fast. Something's going on. There's huge drama happening over here. No, I'm just trying to prevent you from falling asleep. But thanks for watching it anyway, or thanks for letting it run while you passed out. And thanks to everyone in the chat for hanging out, especially the ones who aren't here anymore because they're never going to hear this. Thanks to all you late nighters or early morningers across the water. And yeah, I will continue doing stuff. As always, if I seem to disappear, you can always go check twitter.com/Vangelis. I probably have said something there in the last 48 hours. So I'm going to try to be on here more often. Did you all see, did you all see I actually used the community tab to say I'm going to do a stream a few hours before I did the stream? I'm very proud of myself. I managed to accomplish a simple thing. But yeah. I'm not going to say we're definitely going to do another box opening of boosters, but like, you know, I'll always do at least one. I also actually want to write a review of this game. I started doing it, but like, because it's not toys and it's a card game, it was kind of more of an exercise than the thing I actually was going to make, and I never finished it. But I'd still like to give it a try. Yes, I am fully complete on Wave 1 and 2. I am a lunatic. I'm fully complete. I have double play sets of all the battle cards except for those 2 from that pack. And I have double copies of all the folding cards, so I can have one set always folded if I want to just carry a smaller deck box around. Of that Gen Con SDCC pack, I only have one copy of it, so I only have one all-out attack and one tandem targeting system. But those cards are not amazing, so I don't really mind. Tandem targeting system is like, it's just like a weird, like, beta test of better versions of that mechanic from Wave 2. Like, if there's one nice thing to say about that very expensive convention pack, it's that the battle card, you never actually need to buy 3 copies for full playsets of the battle cards. All-out attack is cute, but it is a massive risk, so you'd never want more than 1 in your deck anyway, in my opinion. Tandem targeting system is just like, I don't even remember the specifics anymore, but Wave 2 has cards that can play copies of themselves onto the same character, and I just think they do it better. I think Tandem can pull a copy from the scrap pile, and that's neat, but there are so many cards I'd play instead of it. All-out attack is a risk because it is all your characters will attack this turn, and basically that means they're then all open for counterattack on your opponent's upcoming turn. Unless you used it when all your opponent's characters were tapped, but then you were all going to attack anyway. So I don't see many scenarios where it's all that useful outside of fighting against like a 2-wide, and even then, like, I never can think of a scenario where you would want 3 copies of it. Like, where you would be able to always have it on hand and do it multiple times. Like, to me, all-out attack is going to be a game-ending move if you're going to do it. So I really don't think you need more than 1 copy of it, if any at all. Oh, I see a little bug now. He's a little green bug. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. Ew! I got bug on me. Ah! Ugh. I hate doing that. I'm a real wuss when it comes to bug guts and bug corpses. I cannot deal with seeing them, which is really weird, because I used to be fine with it, and then at some point in my early 20s, I suddenly would get nauseated at the sight of bug corpses, and I don't know. Would it be viable against something like Metroplex? The thing is, like, Metroplex, you're gonna get to do it against him due to the game rules anyway, unless he, like, the Metroplex player manages to play some flip cards immediately. You're gonna get at least one of those. And if you take out Metroplex's minions the moment they show up, you're gonna get to do full attacks on Metroplex several times, most probably. Unless they're very good at pulling the ult. So, again, like, I think it is maybe a viable card against a Metroplex, but again, a one-of against Metroplex. I could not see running 3 of them myself. That's why, like, I definitely agree it sucks that pack became so expensive, and if you're just trying to collect the game, it is certainly, like, a bummer. But that convention pack, all-out attack is a sort of cute mid-tier one-of. Tandem targeting system, I just don't think is very good, and you're never gonna have won a tournament because you had multiple copies of it. Cliff Jumper has gotten better, but he and Slipstream, I would say, are both just on this sort of, like, they both have sort of unique mechanics. Those mechanics are not ones that can easily flip the entire game's meta on its head. So, like, the hardest cards to get a hold of in this game do not really heavily affect, like, your ability to win, in my opinion. So it's sort of, to me, that ended up inadvertently being this weird balance against how expensive that pack of 4 cards is. And Omega Supreme, the Loot Crate exclusive, is just a weird, unique card. He certainly, again, isn't a broken card. Of all the kind of odd cards, really, Metroplex, probably the easiest one to get a hold of, is the most brutal to play against when he's constructed well. Yeah, like, Cliffjumper has a place to work. It's just that it's like your deck will not be dead without him, I guess is what I'd say. Slipstream, I think, affects the game more because she has such a unique mechanic, but then that's for running, like, all planes, and even now it still feels like if you're running all planes, like, you're kind of hedging a lot of bets on some stuff. I did see Omega Supreme's card is up on Loot Crate's vault now, and it sounds like his I haven't looked, but I got the impression from a Facebook comment that its eBay price has finally gotten reasonable. So that's the other thing, is Omega, I'm like, I just really don't think he's... I was really certain he would not be hard to get in the long run. I was borderline nauseated when I saw one sold for, like, what, nearly $100. I was like, why would you ever do that? Why would you ever spend that money? And I would be amazed if Omega Supreme remained over $40 ever, I guess, until, like, you know, years from now, if he both sells out and suddenly becomes very good, I guess. But I have not tried the Siege format yet. I'm guessing that's a game type? Is that like a player-made game type, or is that just something I'm forgetting? Oh, okay, that looks very player-made. 50-star limit, 50 deck, limit 2, and you choose a commander. I have not tried... I haven't really heard of that. Limit 2 BC. What does that mean, limit 2 BC? Is that, like, Star Battle cards? Or is that, like, limit 2 in your hand? Because, like, while you're, I'm assuming, eventually hearing this... Okay, battle cards. My biggest worry about having the star limit go beyond, say, 30 is the Insecticons. Specifically the Insecticons. The more Insecticons you can have in your team, the more I think they start to bulldoze horrendously. Because Kickback's effect isn't bold, it is a bold-like effect, if I recall correctly. So you can't just turn it off with Acid Storm, you have to pull into that card that we drew in here. And so if you can have 50 stars of Insecticons, I feel like just basic, like, without any other house rules, being able to run 50 stars of Insecticons is probably, like, it was not balanced around that idea, so it would probably become very weird and funny to watch, but, like, I wouldn't want to play seriously against it. Was this TCG influenced by TF Battle Tactics? I actually ended up never playing Battle Tactics, because I was so, how do you put it, jaded by Legends, where a lot of the Wave 1 artwork for this came from. Battle Tactics, as far as I heard, was great, but yeah, it's shut down, as far as I know. Which sucks, because the art assets for Battle Tactics were fantastic, and I think it's a shame that they're kind of just confined to archives now. Same thing for that MOBA. Universe? I forget what it's called. That had some really good art assets, too. Scorpack 7. That just means the other bugs are waiting in them boosters you ain't opened yet. You can probably get a bunch of them except for Scrapnel pretty easily as singles. Scrapnel is just a rare, so he's by virtue of that, he'll cost a bit more. Yeah, it was Universe. Eric, you're still here. Okay. I was hoping you'd be here, because then you would be able to tell me for sure. Because Eric, yeah, you were. We talked about this before, off mic. Universe was that was such a weird story. Like, my vantage point, I never got into any of the closed alpha betas, but like, just all those bot cons and whatnot that they were at with that really weird booth, and like you could put your name into a system, and that kind of never became a thing. And then, I interviewed someone about that game. It's on my YouTube channel, and I still didn't ever understand what the game was about till after it was gone. It's just a weird story. They made so many art assets for that thing. But I remember when they were doing they were about to launch, and then they have unveiled like the 800 tiers you could buy into the game with, and they were saying like, we're gonna have figurines of all this stuff. And I remember on the podcast we recorded back then, reading through all those tiers, I was like, this is starting to sound like a scheme. Done about Maximize. Do I play the current mobile TF games? I have played both of them. I got very put off Earth Wars after a certain point. And Fight for the Future? Is it? You know, the fighting game one. I thought the fighting game one was pretty fun, but I just kind of got bored of it. And then I fell behind, and then when I fall behind on a mobile game, I start to resist. Forge to Fight. Fight for the Future. Forge to Fight, yes. When I fall behind on a mobile game, I kind of resist turning it back on if enough months have passed, because I'm like, maybe this is a good thing. Because eventually the goal is to get me to buy some currency, so if I never turn it on, I'll never buy the currency. Earth Wars was like, Earth Wars I think had such promise, and then it just felt like, to me, Earth Wars just wanted to become a buy-into-it power creep. Forged to Fight, at the very least, I felt like you could be satisfied playing that game without ever buying the currency. It would get hard. You kind of hit a wall here and there. But Forged to Fight, you could just fight people. It was satisfying. Earth Wars, the base management stuff was cool, but yeah, as Down About Maximize, he just said, if you were in a good alliance, Earth Wars was really cool, but then eventually, that game became work, and then you'd start getting yelled at if you weren't keeping up with everyone, and I'm kind of like, this is the scheme, because then they want you to have to spend money to not let down your teammates, and then I start resenting the teammates, because I'm like, granted, I was in a clan where eventually when I finally just sort of stopped playing and just let myself get kicked out of it, I was like, I also don't recognize 98% of the people in this alliance anymore, and they're starting to pressure people, myself included, to like keep up, and I'm like, maybe you should figure out that this game's trying to convince you to become a weird retail boss. I don't know. Earth Wars has really good art stuff going on. They have some really good ideas. It was too transparently designed to make its money a certain way, and eventually that overcame the fun I was having with it. Yeah, I saw that they're putting the cities in now, and I'm kind of like, so is this going to be like the Combiners? Where it's like, just open 800 crystals, and eventually you'll get to play as one of them, after we let you play once as one of them, and you can never repeat that mission. That was also what put me off Earth Wars, is I had a weekend where I bought, like, too many crystals, and got a Combiner. And I was like, finally, I feel satisfied. And then like a month later, I was like, I don't even care about this Combiner anymore. This was stupid. Why did I put currency into this dumbass thing? Whoa! Eric just shared a photo of an Optimus Primal card, and I don't know what that is, and I don't know where that photo's from. I don't know if that's real. That is the first I've seen of that. Serious platformer remake of Mystery of Convoy is something that I wished someone would do. And I feel like at this point it's going to be like an indie that isn't Transformers. It's just close enough so we know what they're, homaging. Which I'd be into, but I don't know. I think that's an opportunity missed. I said I was going to get out of here nearly 20 minutes ago, so I probably should soon. But we're having such a good time talking. However, I'm also getting very tired. And I also have not eaten dinner, so I'm going to do that. Guess what my dinner plans are? I'll share this and then I'll go. I am going to do up... I got a cast iron pan. I'm going to take a packet, sort of cheap bacon. It's fine bacon. It's just not bacon I'd want to treat well. Take the whole pack and I chop it up into bits, raw. Throw them all into the cast iron and get that going for about 30 to 45 minutes on a lower heat, just to bleed all the oil out into the cast iron. Then I'll you know, cook the bacon. I'm going to put a bit of honey on it, throw it in the oven for a bit. They'll take the bacon out, leave all the bacon fat in there. Then I'm going to flash fry, saute some asparagus in there, and have some bacon and asparagus on either a sandwich or a wrap. I got to see what I have. But I did that because it was all the food I had a couple weeks ago. Holy crap. Bacon and asparagus sandwich is super good, especially when the asparagus has been cooked in the bacon fat. And because it's asparagus, I can convince myself it is inherently healthy. But I also have to know that I'm doing that and not just put piles of bacon on it and just have a big fatty sandwich and go like, no, asparagus is in here. It's good for you. Anyway, all that having been said, thank you all for hanging out even longer. I didn't bring the card out, but you know, what's the thing they say? Hit the, yo, if you want to keep up with these videos, oh, Christy Wallace, hey, I am closing up here. My apologies. You get to see my spiel. What was I doing? Hey, yeah, you, Optimus Prime. That, Optimus Prime, hey, Optimus Primes, if you want to keep up with what I do, you should hit that, is it still called the subscribe button? You should hit that button down there that does the thing. And then, John Hanford, thank you. Ring, is it like 1 bell now, or is it like 2 bells now? I don't know. Hit the, there'll be a drop down, click everything. Don't give them your info, don't click those. But like, hit all the things so you hear things happen. The stupid ass system, let me tell you. Anyway, hit it, whatever. Do the thing. Apparently it's good if I say this. There's also, if you like Patreons, I have a Patreon, and I'm trying to remember to invite people from the Patreon to my Discord that I kind of just use partly for the podcast, and I try to talk in there when people are chatting in there. And that. More content. Actually, hang on. Hang on. I got it. Hang on. Hold on. Wait for it. Hold on. Hang on. Just wait. Hold on. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Wait for it. Hang on. This will be worth it. Stay there. Hold it. Don't move. Inhale. All right? Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Exhale. Christy Wallace, when you typed, make sure to sub and hit the bell, be notified for every video or stream I make, it hid that, and I had to say, show. You didn't say a single word that should have set off anything, and it held that for review. Anyway. Hit that. Hit that. So you can get some more of that hot, fresh content. And join me for some more streams. I've been streaming for over 3 hours. That's also partly why I'm going to step away. But I'm going to try to... I always say this, but truthfully, honestly, I am really trying to do more streams and stuff. Here's the thing. I always feel guilty about doing streams if I haven't done videos, but, like... We're going to keep doing stuff. And as always, I'm on Twitter. That's where I am the most. That's just the social media. Twitter's a garbage fire, but my Twitter's okay. So, it turned out alright. I'm not going to tell you to make a Twitter, but if you have a Twitter and you want to hide, my Twitter's okay. What was the stream about? It was about that. I opened these. These are all empty now. I saw someone in the chat was like, when are you going to open those boosters? And I was like, were you here? Or did I really set you up for some disappointment? Anyway. Thank you all for hanging. Christy Wallace, I'm very sorry about this. And I will talk to you all later. Have a good one while I figure out how to turn this off.